Ba-da, ba-da, ba-do-do-do-do-do.
What the fuck?
3 guys and a bear have apparently made a miraculous recovery. And
I'll
here's
be punished for
Coach
that.
Grandort. Boop.
Yes, here we are.
Good.
I like that. Like, if you've just started watching the podcast in the last like 4 days, you would assume that I would be the third guy, but I'm not the third guy.
That's also true. Yeah,
The third guy
yeah.
is just not here.
It's
So
true,
you're
yes.
taking the place of the third guy for the purposes of the song, which, like, you know, the less confusing we can make the song, generally, the better, I think.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's
No,
like
no,
going-
opposite. The more confusing we can make
Yeah,
it, the
no,
better.
I was starting to
Good point,
debate it
good
as I
point.
said it, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
the Three Stooges. There must always be Three Stooges, even if they aren't the same Stooges, right?
Right.
Mhm.
And a bear.
Yeah, and a bear. They always had a bear in the Three
Of
Stooges.
course.
Of course, the inspiration for the name of our show is the
It's the
original
Three Stooges and a bear. Yeah.
comedy act.
Yeah.
Just a classic.
Just after a horrible accident, they had to get rid of the bear.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was
Kept the name for, you know,
And you'd
posterity.
think it was the Stooges that got hurt, but it was actually the bear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was 1900s, man, crazy.
Yeah, they did crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Wild times.
Prohibition, baby.
Good year.
They also
The
did crazy
1900s.
stuff in football, like play through
Oh,
concussion.
did they?
But we had some crazy stuff happen this week in football.
This
Kicking
day
off some
even.
news this day,
Today,
you could
that's
say.
true. It is
Um,
Tuesday.
And this is a big news story right here. This is one that everybody's been waiting for. Apollo's been preaching this all year, and it is the Rams have waived Darrell Henderson.
I can't believe they finally did it for you, man.
Yeah.
Finally,
Congrats.
I was
Darrell
saying, like, why
Henderson.
are you wasting the roster spot? Like, it doesn't make sense.
You've been going crazy about this.
Only get
Yep.
53, 2? 3 or 2?
52,
Yeah,
I think.
52.
It's one of those two numbers is the
Yeah.
roster size. I don't know. This joke's gone too far.
It has, but really, it's an AFC team. It is the Colts releasing Shaquille Leonard. I can't believe they did it.
Wow.
I'm telling them, man, like they're wasting the roster spot. Like you only get
Yeah.
74 players.
Yeah.
73.
Apparently, he had back surgery, so he's been worse because he was like all pro for a bit, actually. And now, I guess,
Yeah,
honestly, he can
injuries,
come to the
man.
Packers. He'll probably fit right in. Can't cover
Yeah.
anybody anyway. He can play zone, dude. We love zone scheming our linebackers. Anyway,
Mhm.
man. He played man on whatever. It doesn't matter. Anyway, Tom. I just saw Mike Tomlin, so I said Tom. Matt Canada is fired. There you go.
Matt
Apollo-
Canada's
Yeah, he's gone.
That was carnal.
During the season, too. That's
Yeah.
the first time, like, ever, right?
Yeah, for Steelers team history, they fired somebody during the season.
I'm seeing spots right now.
Yeah. I feel like you had to exert from like somewhere deep within from that.
Yeah, I might need a glass of water.
As I like how the picture they used for him getting fired is just him like standing on the sidelines, like. "Ugh."
He always looks angry, so they could have
Yeah.
picked any picture and it would have worked.
You know, honestly, he kind of looks like he could be like Northern Lion's older cousin.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
I can
Yeah.
see that.
He's bald.
He's bald.
Yeah.
He's bald.
But yeah, they did it. I mean, all it took was the Steelers doing absolutely nothing again on offense.
Yep.
And who would have guessed?
It didn't have to come to this. He should have been fired in between seasons.
Hmm.
Should like that was the correct decision. But hey, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best
Yeah.
time is now. That also is not true. The
Yeah.
second best time is like a minute
19
after.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
19
but-
year, 18 year. Like who made that up? It doesn't make any sense.
Very wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
It's
they know
really
nothing
dumb.
About even the linearity of time.
Anyway, well, we've reached a crossroads because yesterday I was ready to come in here and just burn it all down, like all of it.
Right.
But now this ray of sunshine has come down from the heavens above and graced us with a light that might guide us to salvation. I don't fucking know. And now I'm confused, and now I'm scared. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what to think.
Yep.
What does the future hold? I can tell you one thing, and that is Kenny Pickett has been getting deservedly a lot of shit after his performance last week.
Bad.
Yeah.
He did bad.
That's so
And
good.
a lot of people look, I will say that I have jumped off the Kenny Pickett train, but I've not jumped onto the hate train. I was on the like train. I've got off of that train. I'm on the platform now.
Right.
And I'm gonna
He's
pick
on the in-between train. There's a lot of trains.
I'm gonna pick which train to go to over the course of the next couple of weeks.
It's a big terminal. There's a lot of trains coming in and out, constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he now has been given a blessing and a curse. The blessing is that he doesn't have to listen to Matt Canada anymore. The curse is that he's lost his excuse. It's gone. He can no longer be like, well, Matt Canada. Now he has to actually do shit. And I don't know, man. He made some bad fucking throws this week. Not Matt Canada did something wrong throws, but just misread the play, didn't do the right thing. The only credit, I'll give him two little extra credits here. We're basically talking about the game now, but
Yeah.
it kind of has to do with what we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's one of the first games of the week anyway.
Yeah.
But he is still injured. He had a rib injury a couple weeks ago, and it's one of those injuries that was he can play, but he has the special padding on as well. So I'll give him that. And he's just been, I think, ruined. Whether or not he could have been good, Matt Canada wasn't doing him any favors, and
Right.
the O-line has not been doing him any favors. The Broderick Jones has elevated our run game a bunch, but he cannot stop the other four guys coming in, rushing every play, and making us almost unable to have any time to pass the ball. So I don't know. We got some interesting couple of weeks now, and I don't think the Steelers are going to make the playoffs. Unless Matt Canada really was the only problem, which is not looking that way anymore. But, the future is automatically brighter from here on out. It only can get better. It can only get better. And I don't know what that better is going to look like. Maybe Kenny Pickett will be good. Maybe we'll realize he's actually just bad, and we'll find a quarterback in free agency next year. I think it's a pretty good year for free agency quarterbacks potentially. So
we've got one lightly used Aaron Rodgers. You guys are interested.
I'm looking more towards a Kirk Cousins or a Justin Fields, or one of those type deals. But the Steelers don't really do that, so I don't know what's gonna happen. The Steelers have become the wildest wild card team now. So Matt he's gone. I'm just happy. I'm just happy. He's gone.
He's actually happy. I did want to see the free agent quarterbacks. We've got Kirk Cousins, Josh Dobbs, Ryan Tannehill, Jameis Winston, Baker Mayfield, Gardner Minshew.
Maybe.
Yeah.
No.
Baker would be good in
I'd take Baker. Is Justin Fields? I guess Justin Fields still on his rookie contract.
Yeah, I think he could be. They got to choose whether or not they're going to bring him back, I believe, or they might just trade him.
People still think Justin Fields is bad, and every time I watch Justin Fields, I'm like, this guy's actually really good. I don't know what people are talking
he's on
about.
The Bears, dude.
He's on the Bears, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know why people automatically assume he's trash. I would totally be okay if Kenny Pickett does end up being terrible. I would take Justin Fields over all of those quarterbacks, even Kirk Cousins, because Kirk Cousins is getting a wee bit old.
Yeah. I mean, at least with Justin Fields, you're going to get a running game out of him, almost like a Lamar type thing.
Yeah.
So that's
and it's all upside. It's all upside with him.
Yeah.
He's still so young.
Yeah. But you got to see how broken he is from the Bears system, you know.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Let's see where we go here. We got Bengals next week, man. I don't care what happens anymore. We lose, we win. I don't care.
I wanted to mention the Browns had Dorian Thompson-Robinson in this game.
We're talking about the actual game.
Yeah, we might as well just talk about the actual game.
You listeners at home should be happy that Matt Canada was fired a few hours ago, because I was about to sit here and talk about this game for an hour and talk about all of the horrible fucking things that happened and how horribly coached it was on all fronts.
It was a combined, was this 7 for 31 on third downs for both teams? That's pretty bad.
That's
So bad.
pretty terrible.
I'll condense all of my anger at this game towards the one thing I was telling you guys about, which is that look at the stat line for Jaylen Warren, or just the rushing stat line in general. Do you guys see the huge fucking problem on that rushing stat line?
I would say it's that he only got 9 carries.
He got 9 carries for 129 yards and a touchdown. And he only got 9 carries. Worse than that, the final 2 drives, one of which started on the Cleveland side of the field, we did not use him a single time. He didn't touch the ball.
Dude, I was curious, so I did the numbers over the last 3 games. He's had 35 carries for 318 yards for an average of 11 yards per carry.
He is our best player, and he was undrafted. And he is instantly has become our look. I want anyone who is doubting me, being like, "Oh, you're kind of exaggerating." Watch him run a play. Watch how he runs. He is a little dude, and he fucking just annihilates these giant fucking linemen and pushes through them and fights for every yard. People can't tackle him. He's like a mini Derrick Henry. It's kind of nuts.
Like, you say he's a little dude. This guy is 5'8", 215 pounds. That's a big guy for he's 5'8".
He's all compacted.
But yeah, he's
it's all
muscular.
You can't tackle him. He just I mean look, anyone who's not 6'1" is gonna look small on a football field, you know.
Yeah.
Actually, kind of gives me like Maurice Jones-Drew vibes. Remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause he was
Jaguars.
yeah, I looked at it. He was 5'7", 207. He's like same build.
Right. Yeah.
I'm so I don't I think Najee's also good. I think he probably gets the terrible. I don't know. I feel like Jaylen Warren is either just that good or just gets the better run play designs. But
Yeah.
I still think Najee is good. Like when I watch Najee, I still think man, he runs with conviction as well. But maybe he's just getting the Matt Canada fucking special and just it's like, okay, Najee, here's what you're gonna do. They're gonna stack the box. You're gonna go right into it every time.
The AJ Dillon special.
Exactly.
Speaking of that, though, the guy who was promoted to your OC
Running backs
position,
coach.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yes, I don't
if
remember his
anybody's
name.
gonna know, I don't either. But if anybody's gonna know how to use the running backs effectively, it would be him, I would think.
We've got an interesting situation where our running backs coach is our OC, and now our QB's coach is our play caller, which our QB's coach is not.
Interesting.
He's not very good either. But we're, we can't just snap into an existence another OC. So I'm fine with him calling plays, and I'm happy that they picked a different guy for the actual coordinating duties.
Yeah.
You
look
see,
what,
Najee's pretty upset about things. I don't know if this came before or after the Canada.
He was very pissed. It was before
Yeah.
the news, I think, is what you're about to talk about.
So
Okay.
there's just a lot of stuff that just goes around you guys don't see. I guess I'm trying to say I'm just at a point where I'm tired of this shit. He said the S word.
Oh,
and
man.
Najee is like a
Fine.
very chill dude. So
Yeah,
if
he seems
Najee's
chill.
pissed, clearly the locker room was lost. That I think that's the only way Tomlin would actually end up firing him. None of these players wanted to play for Canada anymore. None of them, especially the wide receivers. We were about to lose all of our wide receivers forever if this kept going on any longer. We might still lose them anyway. This went on too long. But yes, everyone on the fucking entire internet, you can fire your offensive coordinator in the middle of the season. Never bring that bullshit argument to me
I was
again.
gonna say
I wish.
Buffalo did it last week and they won. They looked great
Yeah.
against the New York Jets.
Well, against a good
Yeah.
defense. So,
That was a good
actually,
defense, honestly, yeah.
It is a good defense. I mean,
Even when
sorry, go on.
even when you're in a wild card position, you can fire your coordinator. It's magic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
crazy.
would like to fire our coordinator, but that ain't gonna happen.
Your coordinator
unfortunately.
is like Aaron Rodgers in a booth.
Yes.
Also, your coordinator's not really the problem.
Yeah.
I mean,
He might not be good, but he's definitely not the source of the problem.
Oh no, you should watch some Jets play calling. It's
No.
just
Again, I want to reiterate, he's bad, but
Oh,
he's
yeah.
not the bad part.
Yeah.
Like,
No, we'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there. We'll get
Oh,
there.
yeah.
But the weird part of the AFC North now, as we get into our next game, which was Ravens Bengals, is this division is insane because now there's like one quarterback in it, and it's Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, real quick, can everyone pour one out for my fantasy year?
Yeah.
It was looking real nice up until about 5 minutes into this game when both Mark Andrews and Joe Burrow went down, pretty much crippling my team. GG.
Hey, I've been there, brother.
How did you?
But hey, you can bring it out, man. I did it. You can do it.
That's
too.
true. Hey, how did Joe Burrow fuck you actually?
Oh, just because I have Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Chase's value
that's
win.
fair.
Fucked by proxy. Yeah.
I was also fucked being that Joe Burrow was my
Yeah,
QB.
right. Yeah, you
Yeah,
also suffered a little bit there.
yeah.
So this one, apparently there's like big controversy behind this because I don't know if you saw, but he had a thing on his hand, like getting
Yes.
off the plane, right?
Who are we talking about?
Joe
Oh,
Burrow.
yes.
And so
Yeah, wrist
clearly,
brace.
yeah, he was dealing with something with that ligament or hand. Maybe it was sprained or something, and they didn't put it on the injury report. Which I don't know why you wouldn't put it on the injury report, because what are they going to do? Like, oh, his hand's hurt, and they'd be like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
They're just going to play him the same way they'd play him anyway.
Well, I heard that that Dave Portnoy guy, who I don't even know who he really is,
All right, good.
but he's suing them actually.
Oh,
Yeah,
why?
because he said because they didn't put it on the injury report, he says that he wouldn't have put $100,000 on the Bengals to win had he known that Burrow was injured.
I guess that is true. It would impact.
Isn't he like
sports
the
betting.
Barstool's owner?
Yeah.
Is that who he is?
Doesn't he suck massive shit?
He
Probably.
sounds like he
Yeah.
does, just by that name, really.
Yeah.
It is a name that really you can only combine. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this guy went to a fraternity of some
If
kind.
he-
and-
Yeah, this guy
Listen.
wears polo shirts and white shorts and flip flops.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
and
makes us
constantly
think of-
is a sex pest of some kind in
Right,
Minecraft.
yeah.
I probably shouldn't say like
Right.
If he-
Yeah, he's listening.
If he's dropping 100,000 on a game, just like, yeah, he's probably dropped 100,000 on
Making
many
a big
games.
fucking stink out of it too, and be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, this is everybody's problem now."
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
It-
he's got a good point though.
He does
Yeah.
have a good point, though.
I mean,
And-
yeah,
and
it's not wrong. It's just like
is
it's not.
interesting.
It's not like a public battle, you know. Like we
Yeah.
don't need to feel bad for the dude who lost 120K and that he
No.
had
Yeah.
slightly
But I
less
do
information
want to see
about.
the NFL get sued ever.
Yeah.
Like it's fun to watch.
And actually, I think it's important in that, like, now, especially if he wins or he gets like a settlement, then that basically makes a precedent for you being able to sue the NFL over gambling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like opening up an entire litigious area for attack against the NFL. Maybe this is a unforeseen consequence on their part. I hope.
Yeah. I mean, the thing here is, I don't know why teams, like, it feels like it should be a requirement. If a guy is injured, they go on the injury report. Like, there's teams like, I'm
Yeah.
hiding it and doing all this stuff. There should be like an actual thing of the NFL being like, we will penalize you if you do not do this, because it just like it. If you're gonna have an injury report to tell everybody injuries, it feels like they should make the teams do it. Like,
Yeah.
like if they don't do it, like hit them with draft picks. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Don't give them fines. Hit them with like draft things that they actually care about.
Mhm.
So I mean, we'll see. Whatever it is, the Bengals are done. Joe Burrow's done for the year. He's not coming back, and the Bengals are they're not going to.
If the Ravens lose this division, they only have themselves to blame at this
Yeah,
point.
man.
Yeah.
This was so much more fun last week. Now it fucking sucks.
This
Yeah.
division has died in the span of 1.5 weeks. It's just completely
Like,
like
the Eagles are slightly more interesting now, but they still kind of fucking suck.
Well, you know
we've got-
what's interesting too is that the Ravens are not exactly historically known for being uninjured. You know,
Yeah.
yeah,
So-
they lost Mark Andrews, and,
Right,
and
yeah.
Lamar is a walking injury minefield.
He literally
so-
like hurt his ankle his game. He's in a walking
Yeah.
boot thing.
Sorry.
And Mark Andrews is out for the year now, I believe they said. They said he
That's
should be
rough.
out for the year.
Small chance he comes back at the end of the year.
Yeah,
but I think
very-
it's, I
probably
mean,
like
it probably
playoffs.
depends on their depends on their position, I suppose.
Well, they'll be in the playoffs. There's no doubt
yeah.
about that.
So
they're
they'll
fighting
see.
for number one, maybe, or whatever.
Yeah. But I mean, Odell Beckham Jr. went off this game. He had some big plays. Gus Edwards sadly went off.
I hate to say it. Yeah, right. And not sadly went off.
I played Apollo this week in fantasy, and
look out. Won like 4 in a row or some shit.
Yeah, what are the standings looking like right now? I feel like things are balancing out here.
Apollo had his best week of the season, I think, and I had probably my worst week of the season. So if anything, it was probably just a good week to have my worst week of the season.
Yeah. I've been on a 3-game losing streak. It's not feeling good.
Yeah.
But,
Wow, we all 4 of it. We are dead center of the league right now. There's
all 4.
some 4 teams below us. I'm at 5th at 7-4, and then you guys are at 6th, 7th, and 8th with
We're all
with
5 and 6.
Yeah, it's
Hey.
And I believe it's only 6 playoff spots. So one of us.
I'm currently in that spot because of my points 4. So I'm still in.
It's gonna be a close one at the end here, man.
It's gonna be a close one. We only got a couple weeks left.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Luckily, my running backs all got hurt, so that's good.
My Dallas Goedert is out for me, and fucking Joe Burrow's dead.
Yeah,
and I played the person in last place this week. Hey,
nice. See, but now, Apollo, I do want you to remember this moment.
I don't know what you're talking
in
about.
the future, when you have fantasy downturns, it comes back. It happens.
Do you guys hear anything right now?
A faint whisper in the wind.
Yeah, just whispers in the wind of the future.
I will say that Krendor has like single-handedly saved my fantasy season by dropping Gus Edwards. Like that actually, he scored me so many points the past 3 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that.
There we are. You actually also, I picked up what's his face, Jaden Reed from you too, and he scored 20 points for me on my bench.
Do you have anyone else you want to drop this week, Krendor?
Well, I mean, I probably will be dropping somebody this week. I don't know, but. Probably
Rob, it's me versus you this week.
Oh shit! Really?
All right, we gotta cheer for Bear this week. We need a big Bear.
Hey, come on! What? I'm on a 3-game losing streak.
I need your spot.
Me too.
Yeah,
None of us will have our
spot.
massive losing streak come to an end this week, unless we tie.
Anyway, so Ravens, they're probably gonna win. Then we had Dolphins Raiders.
Kind of a boring game.
Yeah, it was a lot closer at the end than I thought it would be.
Yeah, well, it did the thing where like everyone started scoring, and then the second half happened, and then everyone was just like, scoring's boring.
Yeah.
Let's
Tyreek went out for like half the game midway through,
he's still at 140.
Yeah, well, I mean, he did come back for the end of the game too, but he was he is on a goddamn tear this
His
year.
touchdown at the start of the game, I know everyone knows Tyreek Hill is fast. But watching him catch the ball surrounded by like 4 Raiders players, and then watching him just burst through, it looked like he picked up a power up off of the ground. Like, it was insane. Like, he's so fast, and he's so fast at being fast.
I really hate talking positively about him because he's a total butthole.
Mm-hmm.
But and butthole really is being very reductive. He's a giant piece of shit.
Yeah, that makes buttholes look bad.
Yeah. But it is hard not to say that like he's an all-timer type of guy, right? Like, I mean, we're looking at like, this is a Calvin Johnson-esque but
like in a totally different way.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's always been that way, right? Like Calvin Johnson is different from Jerry Rice, is different from, I don't know.
Like Tyreek Hill has literally been I would say he was probably the main reason the Chiefs won Super Bowls. Like this dude's insane, and you can see it now where he has changed the Dolphins' offense, and the Chiefs are just struggling to score now.
But it's cool to see a speed guy do this kind of thing, because most teams have speed guys, but then they just run like go routes and shit. Like they don't actually do Tyreek Hill is fast and he gets open.
Yeah. It's kind of insane how open he gets.
So the record for single season yardage by a wide receiver, Calvin Johnson, 1,964. I think
My God.
right now Tyreek's at 1,222 yards.
Wow.
Through 10 games, on pace for 2,062.
Oh my god.
Wow. So he's on pace to break the record right now,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah, that is
That's
fucking
wild.
nuts.
That
To be fair,
is
if he
wild.
breaks the record by a little bit, it's a little tainted because of the extra.
Yeah, the
game.
extra week.
True.
Right.
See if
that's
he
a good
breaks it by
point.
a week, the week before the final week.
Right.
There you
So
go.
Yeah.
he'd be on pace for, it'd be like 1946, I think, for a 16 game pace. So it's right
It's
there.
close.
Yeah.
Pretty close. Yeah. Yeah.
So shout out Krendor for starting Achan this week.
Yep. Devin Achan brought him off the IR. I was like, folks, here it is. The second half secret weapon got 1 point. His knee got landed on, and they took him out for precautionary reasons.
Yep.
Yay.
That's rough.
But, you know, for this week, he might come back, run for a lot of, he was putting up 40, 20, 20, this, whoo. Yeah. Aside from that, the Raiders still look better. Even with Aiden O'Connell.
It's amazing how much better they look after firing. It's why I get a little excited because you're like, how much of an impact does a coach have? And then you see the Raiders, you're like, wow, it's like really high. Like it's a big impact.
Yeah. It's, like even when they lose, they're probably like, hey, we had fun. Move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least we're not all depressed and sad and want to say things we're not allowed to say at the end of every game.
Yeah.
Yep.
He probably ran things like the Patriot way too, where he was
100%.
just a dick all the time and screaming at people.
There was like one of the quotes from his last days there that was like him going up to one of the players that badmouthed the Patriots and being like, don't you ever say that about the Patriots. Don't you ever say that again.
Dude. Yeah.
So that game happened. Then we had the Lions-Bears, where the Bears were winning the entire game until the end, which it almost feels like they're like, guys, we're supposed to lose, right? And they're like, yeah. Back it up.
Somebody got the tank call from upstairs.
I'll be honest, the Lions were throwing the whole, like Jared Goff was just like interception after interception, the turnovers. This game should have been like 90-4. Like I don't even know. Like I guess they got 2 safeties in this thing. No, the Lions should have had so many more points than they actually had because they were just turning the ball over the whole game, man.
Yeah. The Lions looked a little sloppy as we've gotten.
They've been sloppy the past several weeks, actually.
Yeah.
But they've been winning.
They like.
Yeah, I was gonna
man.
say they're 8-2, man.
Yeah, they're winning.
Yeah, exactly.
So
They keep winning, so
it's all that matters in the end. But Bears, DJ Moore 96 and a touchdown. Justin Fields ran for 104. But yeah, Jared Goff was just throwing turnover, 3 interceptions. They lost a fumble. But they won.
Yeah.
That's really all that matters.
Win's a win.
Yep. And the Bears are the Bears heading towards having like the 1st and 4th pick, which I don't know if you guys have kept up with Caleb Williams, the #1 prospect.
I saw that it was going downhill a couple weeks ago. Is it still going downhill?
Yeah. It's like he is not a stable-minded person.
Oh, that's not what I was hearing.
Like he was like avoiding the media. There's like thing of him like crying to the fans in the stands. There's him just like complaining about his teammate. Like there's like so much shit. Like this dude's crazy. So he's gonna fit right in with the Chicago Bears. And I actually do hope. In fact, somebody says Lincoln Riley and USC wasted Caleb Williams' college football career. Like it's
he's going to be a first-round pick. How is he?
I don't know, man. I just hope the Bears take him at this point because I think it'd be funny to watch all this stuff happen.
You know what? I will reiterate what I have said before, which is never again a USC QB.
Yep.
I refuse it.
Like he feels like the type of quarterback or guy, like once they're down to just like give up, be like, we lost, guys. I'm just gonna give up. Like he has that type of mentality to him, which maybe he just has to grow up. But I'm gonna tell you right now, the Bears are not the place you want to go if you want to have a guy grow up in a great environment. But whatever. Hopefully they take it, and then we get like some good players falling down to us at wherever we pick. Either way, continuing on, we had the Titans Jaguars.
Hey, the Jags they did that thing where they were good this time.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey guys, look at us, we can score points.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, man.
They
Do
had
it
Calvin
more
Ridley.
often. Oh boy, did they.
Yeah, they sure did.
Yeah,
They sure did.
30-point Calvin Ridley is more like
Yep.
it.
Mhm.
I can't wait for
touchdowns.
him to get 3 points next week.
Yeah.
Yep, 103 yards, 2 touchdowns. Trevor Lawrence, 24 32, 262, 2 touchdowns, pretty good. I think the Titans are just not great. I mean, Will Levis still 13 of 17, 158, 2 touchdowns. He's still better than
did great.
anything they have.
Yeah. I mean, we'll have it. He's still killing it.
Yeah, so I mean, it's we've talked about before. I think you keep starting Will Levis, and then if you lose, you lose. If you win, you win, and you just go to the draft and free agency and see what you do. But yeah,
Is
Titans,
Tanny? You were saying earlier Tanny's a free agent, right?
Yep,
Is it going to be? Is he an unrestricted free agent?
I believe so, and I don't think the
Interesting.
Titans are going to bring him back.
No. I mean,
So-
that's sober. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so we'll see where he goes. He'll probably get a backup thing somewhere. If I had to guess,
I could see him still being like a bridge QB somewhere.
Well, yeah, like or a
Yeah.
bridge QB, like.
So I know a lot of this has to do with like several things outside of Derrick Henry's control, but he
Mhm.
is having a pretty bad year.
Yeah.
2020 Derrick Henry averaged 126 yards a game. Current 2023 Derrick Henry averaging 66
Wow,
per game on the ground.
Yeah.
that is bad.
That
Yeah.
might be. I mean, with running backs, it can be a sudden cliff.
That's
He's
true.
29. He's about that age for him.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like,
And
it
he's
is
been
Derrick
running to the
Henry
ground.
too, man. Yeah, like that's I guess that's the double-edged sword of it being Derrick Henry is he's Derrick Henry, but he's also been used like Derrick Henry, and he's probably exhausted quite a bit of his strength.
Yeah,
I mean, I wonder what his average attempts per game is. I don't even know if you can get that stat, but it's got to be like close. You got like 25 average.
I will say,
Yeah.
I looked up from a week ago the top offensive lines in football ranked, and the Titans are the second worst. So that probably does play into it.
Yeah, I would think so.
It
He
says,
averaged. Sorry, go ahead.
It just says the Titans' offensive line is never going to take home any awards, but despite their low ranking, they've actually exceeded expectations. The biggest issue is that Andre Dillard, who they signed, has been terrible. So there you go.
Well,
He
Titans.
averaged 24 carries in 2020, and now he's averaging 16. So this
Oh,
is
wow,
up there
yeah.
still.
Okay, so they're lowering his workload too.
Yeah.
I feel bad for D Hop because it's like,
Yeah.
I said when they signed him, I was like, what are they doing? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
he could have went to like Kansas City probably.
he could have went to like the Ravens were the other team, I
Yeah,
think,
the
in
Ravens.
the running, and thank
Yeah.
God they did
Yeah.
not get him. But Jesus,
I mean, was it a money thing? Did they offer the
I
most money?
don't know. But if he got duped into thinking the Titans were a contender, I feel bad for him.
I mean, he's getting to play. He could, if he stays there, be that guy for Will Levis.
Yeah.
Like on
'Cause
that.
that's what every
team.
receiver wants to be, a helping hand to a quarterback so they can leave the league old and without a title.
Well, I mean, if you look at like Peyton and Reggie Wayne, or guys right now like Burrow and Chase, or even like Mahomes and
Chase is
Hill.
young. Hopkins isn't young anymore.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, like, I don't know. He could still be like on this team, he's gonna be fed the ball. If he goes to the Chiefs, well, actually, if he goes to the Chiefs, he's
He
probably
would
still gonna be fed the ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, if he goes to like the Niners, he's gonna be a guy.
yeah, that's
So
true.
yeah, I don't know.
Well, Titans are
Titans
bad.
Jags
Yep.
are inconsistent as hell.
Yep, but they're looking like they'll probably win that division unless the Texans is creeping up.
Mm,
Anyway, we had the Packers. Woo! We won a game. Yeah. Woo!
You did it. The Chargers, they fucking cannot
Now
win a game.
all right,
They just can't.
Here's the
Here's the
thing.
thing.
You are correct. I don't know why I didn't pick the Packers. I should have known it was the Chargers.
Yeah.
But this was probably the best Jordan Love has looked like ever. He was accurate. He was like making good decisions. It shows in the stat line. He went 27 of 40, 322 and 2 touchdowns. It's our first 300-yard passer game since 2021,
Nice.
which shows even Aaron Rodgers didn't do that last year with this team. It was just, it looked good. Like Jaden Reed, Dontavian Wicks, Romeo Dobbs, like they actually looked like they knew what they were doing. We didn't get as many penalties as we normally get. We only had 7 penalties, which, you know, down from
Upgrade.
our normal like 11. And it's amazing. Yeah, bless you. Allergic to the Charger football. But this was like the game that I've been wanting all year. This was our offense actually looks like it's growing. It looks like it's becoming a real football offense. Like they were making plays. Jaden Reed had some good runs. The play design was pretty well. Love still missed a couple throws, but it was like, you know, whatever. They were close, and he made good throws to make up for it. And then on the other side, the Chargers did a classic Charger maneuver where every time they were going to get a good play, they would drop the ball. And it was just like wide open first down, drop. Wide open touchdown, drop. Oh, this one's going to set up a field goal to tie the game, drop.
Dude, that Keenan Allen one where it hit him literally between the numbers on the chest, like
Oh,
it must have been in his eyes or something, because that was bad.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the
was-
game, didn't Quentin Johnston drop a
Yep.
game-winning touchdown? Yeah.
Even if it wasn't a touchdown, it would have got him into field goal range, and he just dropped it. It was a series of errors. Herbert tried to get the snap off and got a delay of game, and he was literally, you can hear him. He's like clapping. He's like, give me the ball. And you hear him, and he's like, fuck. It was like, you could tell he was losing his mind. I was like, after this game ended, I was like, guys, this is weird because the Packers and the Chargers have the same record now, and we're technically better because we beat them. And that's, I don't know if that's good. Because they're supposed to be the team that's like the playoff team. I'm just like, I'm just happy we won, but I don't know how many more wins we're getting. Meanwhile, over there, they're supposed to be contending for the division, right? Like, it's like every week we're just like, here come the Chargers. Like they got all these players, it's gonna happen, and then it doesn't.
Speaking of coaches that need to be fired, Brandon Staley needs to be fired.
Yeah, I don't know how he's still coaching. Like he is actually bad. Like I get he was like the big guy, like innovative, like going for 4th down, but like he'll go for 4th down and some dumbass calls, just like 4th and 8. Let's just do it, and then they don't get it, and he's like, whatever. It's.
Did we ever hear what Joey Bosa's injury was?
That's a good question because he limped off. He was in a lot of pain.
He came. He didn't. They pulled him all the way out, right? Like with the.
He was like crying. He was like crawling around. It says they are likely to place him on the IR.
There you go.
Yeah,
So whatever it is, it's enough to keep him out for a month. So that's bad for them.
And
But-
they're about to get leapfrogged by the damn Broncos. No, they did get leapfrogged
Yeah,
by the
they
Broncos.
did.
They're in last
Yeah.
place.
Wow. Yeah, that is rough. Musgrave had some good catches, although apparently he's in the hospital with an abdominal injury. That's good.
That's
That's
rough.
good.
Appendicitis?
I don't know. They said he played through the game with it.
Oh,
So-
that's
Yeah,
weird.
so I don't know. That is weird. So I don't know. Either way, I'm just happy that Jordan Love looked better. He actually was doing things and making plays, and it felt like he was accurate. Like he was actually accurate. And the thing I noticed, all right, as a super quarterback analyst, right, is when Love gets into rhythm and he uses correct footwork, he's like really good. Like he'll make insane plays. But when he stops his footwork and he starts like running around trying to do like Patrick Mahomes shit, that's when he starts getting inaccurate. And he can do it sometimes, but the problem is he'll do it when he doesn't have to, right? He'll just be like, I have time to set my feet and make an accurate throw. But he's like, and he just like whips it up. And that's what he kept doing. But now it seems like in the last couple of weeks, like even the Steelers game, he's starting to set his feet more. He's starting to get into rhythm. And he's actually, like, his accuracy's gone up because that was his big thing. Everyone's like, he's inaccurate. But now he's getting going. He's like, he's actually looking good. So I'm like, hey, you know what? Nice. He might be good.
Nice.
He might not be
Nice.
an insane Hall of Fame quarterback, but I think he's going to be our quarterback going forward. I think he's at least earned himself another year of like growing with the offense, getting more draft picks, bolstering the line. So,
Well, I've
We'll
got
see.
good news and bad news. Actually,
right.
it's just I think bad news and bad news. You guys play the Lions, and you play Thursday morning for
oh
Thanksgiving.
yeah, we play
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, which I mean, you know what?
Yeah.
It's gonna. The Lions been kind of sloppy lately, so
I definitely don't think it's a freebie for the Lions, but
I don't
going
think it's a
to
freebie
Ford
either.
Field where their fans have become like an actual fan base that gives a shit now because
Yeah.
they're not horrible. That's a
Yeah.
tough ask.
It is. It's gonna be. I think it'll be a good game. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. I think they'll be competitive. But yeah, the thing is, again, like much like the Steeler game, as long as they're competitive and look like they're improving, that's all I care about. So that was that game. Charger fans, I'm sorry. Because people are like, well, if we didn't drop passes, I'm like, bitch, we would have had like 4 or 5 more wins if we didn't drop passes. But guess what? We dropped passes. That Raiders game, we dropped like 4 passes at the end. Shut up. Anyway. Oh yeah, I just saw some Steeler news actually. Miles Jack has unretired and signed with the Steelers.
Oh,
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, we literally have lost all of our linebackers the entire season, so we kind of need whoever we can get.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
I also forgot to mention Joe Flacco, officially a Cleveland Brown.
yeah. Elite Dragon is back in town, baby.
He's back, folks. He's back. Anyway, then we had the Texans Cardinals.
They just keep doing it, man.
Oh
Yep.
my God.
They can't keep getting away with it.
It's
So, first of all, this was one of CJ Stroud's worst games of the year. And the fact
Yep.
that he
Yes.
threw 3 picks that were not at all advisable throws. And it was still a pretty damn good game. 27 of 37 for 336 and 2 TDs. Like
Yep.
he's good when he's bad.
yeah. It's I started thinking about it and like if he was on the Panthers, I feel like they'd be competing for the division.
Yeah, no, he does seem like he is uniquely, like he seems like a special player potentially.
Like I definitely think they would be winning more than they have been. Like
We're
he
not even
seems
in the
that good.
speculative part of it anymore, man. He just
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
a better
he just
option right
is.
now.
Like
Yeah.
one game, okay, sure. 2 games, I mean, yeah. Look at 3 games, like
Yeah.
oh my, like and one of those was the Bengals, like the
Yeah.
healthy Bengals.
Yeah.
Like this team,
So-
they're competing for the playoffs with him. Like this wasn't supposed to happen this fast.
Yeah.
I mean, and you want to
insane.
talk about a fucking game of the week? Jags Texans next week.
Ooh,
In
yeah.
Houston.
Oh, baby.
Actual good
That
game.
could be for the division right there. Like that's, whew.
Yeah.
Mm.
Also-
And I'm pretty sure that the Texans destroyed the Jags earlier this year. Isn't that right?
I think so. Yeah.
Pretty sure they beat them like 30 something to 3. Like it was bad.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, the
I think I
Texans
remember
have been
37 to 17.
that. Yeah.
or the Jags have been got disappointing this year overall, I would say.
Yeah.
Even
I mean,
though
they
they
won-
won this week.
Even though they won, they have been kind of disappointing. But
Yeah.
you know, we'll see going forward if they put it together more
Mhm.
consistently, I guess.
Yeah.
But I forgot Tank Dell, also a big game.
Yeah.
149 and a touchdown. In fact, he's got 659 yards and 6 touchdowns on the year.
He seems to be Stroud's guy.
He
He's
definitely
like
is.
main dude.
Yeah. So they got a thing going on there. So like maybe that is also part of the reason he's got his main guy. He's like Jamar Chase or whoever.
Yeah.
But they're looking good. They had Devin Singletary running for 112 and a touchdown. Like they're running the ball
Yeah.
too.
Mhm.
You know what makes me think CJ Stroud is really, really good?
Hmm.
Look at the
Mhm.
receiving list again. I mean, yeah, Tank Dell for
Yeah.
149 yards, but look
Right.
how much he's spreading the ball around for big
Yeah.
chunks.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting catches, and they're all for a lot of yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of these guys are just like random dudes, like used to be on other like Dalton Schultz, Robert Woods, Steven Sims Jr.
Didn't Stroud also have like one like perfect bomb touchdown in this game?
I think he did, yeah.
To Tank Dell, I think.
Yeah, to Tank Dell.
Okay, yeah. No, I mean the way that he's, because it's not just like they have like a bunch of yak monsters on the team, you know.
Yeah.
Although I'm sure I think they do have pretty decent yards after carry. I'm not sure, or yards after catch. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Oh, they also got Will Anderson, their other first rounder. He had a sack this game.
Yeah, they're doing this without Damian Pierce too.
Yeah, that's true.
Like this team actually could just be good now.
Dude,
Yeah,
but I think
good.
Singletary might be a better option than Pierce. With Pierce, they had one of the worst running attacks in the league for the first half, and now they're doing a lot better. Singletary's had 100 yards rushing for like 3 games straight, I think. Or no, sorry, only the last 2 games. But yeah, he's been very good.
Huh. Well, and then on the other side, the Cardinals got Kyler Murray back, but they lost. But I mean, he's still good. You know, it's
their team is bad.
He made some bad throws.
He had a bad interception.
But his quickness is Tyreek-esque, man. Like the way he will make a play that you look at any other player like running that direction, you think, oh, someone's got the angle on him. He's not going to make it around. Oh, and there he goes. He's gone. Like that. Kyler is that special in that he's just like that much faster than everyone on the field most of the time.
Yeah, it is insane. But I mean, listen, they're tanking at this point, so they don't really care if they win or lose. They're not coming back from like 2-8 now or something.
2-9, yeah.
2-9.
It's over.
Yeah. So it's mainly about letting him get back into the swing of things after the ACL. But
and whatever they're gonna do next year, I mean, I don't know what the hell the Cardinals are gonna do from this point on, honestly. Because they basically have to rebuild.
I mean, they'll rebuild, but they're gonna keep Kyler Murray, and then I mean, they still got some good pieces there. It's just a matter of kind of tidying things up.
What if they don't keep Kyler Murray?
I mean, they
just gave him that big contract, though.
They've got him on a 5-year deal through 2028.
Oh,
yeah. So he's.
Oh, right. He got injured literally like
after the contract.
Actually, you know, the Cardinals have 2 first-round picks. Not
because Texas.
That's right. So, I mean, I think they'll be all right moving forward. They'll probably, you know, it's like one of those mini rebuilds where they don't need too much.
Yeah.
But they still need a decent amount. Anyway, then we had the Cowboys Panthers. Wow, who would have saw this outcome?
Who cares?
Yeah.
There's like, wow, dude, look, Dak Prescott's looking good. Yeah, it's the Panthers.
Cowboys are another team where I'm like, man, your schedule feels like it's been easy for some reason. Like I keep every week, it's like, oh yeah,
NFC South.
That makes sense. And they get to play the Giants twice and the Commanders twice.
Yep.
It does. They get the Eagles, Bills, and Dolphins all 3 in a row at the later end of the season, though, so that's not bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they've played Giants, Jets, Cardinals. They lost to the Cardinals actually. Blew out the Patriots. They lost to the 49ers. They barely beat the Chargers. They beat the Rams, lost to the Eagles, then the Giants they beat, and the Panthers. Yeah,
this is a remarkably easy schedule. I'm telling you, this team, people are talking big hype around Dak Prescott. And I can't wait for them to just get to their playoff game. And then Dak Prescott throws like a pick 6 at the end of the game to lose it in overtime. Like, it's going to happen. It's going to be like, it's going to be like Cowboys versus, I don't know, like Lions or you know, it'll be Cowboys versus like that, whoever wins the NFC South or something.
Right.
And it's going to be a tie game in overtime. And he's going to throw 2 passes in overtime, pick 6. I'm calling it now. That's how that game goes. I'm going to look like a genius or a fucking dumbass in the future.
Or no one will remember that prediction.
Or no one will remember. And then I win either way, because if it does happen, I'll remember. And if it doesn't, no one else is going to remember. That's why you do this.
That's right.
That's why you always say dumb shit like this, because sometimes you'll be right.
You want to hear the dumbest thing?
Oh yeah, you got dumb shit to say. I got dumb shit to say too.
I got some dumb shit.
Oh, nice.
So I was checking the playoff. I was checking the playoff picture because of that. AFC, like the Bills are on the outside looking in. The Colts, the Broncos are both 5-5. Chargers 4-6. Jets 4-6. Even the Raiders and the Bengals are there at 5-5, 5-6. The NFC, the 8th seed currently fighting is the Packers at 4-6.
Wow.
So Packers, out of all the NFC teams not in the playoff picture, have the best chance. Yep. And I'm gonna let you know right now, I don't even know if I want this team to make the playoffs. I think I'd rather them just get draft position. Like, what are we gonna do? Make the 7th seed, then get shit on by whoever the hell's up there? Like, no,
They get annihilated.
It's wild that the NFC seems to be so top heavy. It's just like the Eagles, the Lions, and the Niners, and then and then the wild card teams are like Cowboys, Seahawks, and the Vikings, kind of, because they lost their quarterback. So like, who? I don't know, man. The NFC is going to get weird at the end, I feel like.
This has been the NFC for like years. Like, it's just, instead of the Lions, it's Packers. They just like swap.
Yep.
That's just what it's been. It's like, oh, there we go. And then we play the 49ers, and then they beat the shit out of us. And we're like, well, okay, that was fun. See you again next year. But, something, now the Lions get to do that. So that's fun. Anyway, where am I?
America.
Cowboys, Panthers.
Cowboys, Panthers. Oh, that's why. No wonder I got distracted. This game happened. Anyway.
Yep.
Then we had the Giants and Danny DeVito take down the Washington Commanders.
Salami, the Italian stallion.
Guys.
Goddamn.
How did this happen?
Tommy
baby
fucking DeVito, baby. Yo, by the way, I learned this because I didn't realize, I knew his name was Tommy, but I didn't realize his last name was DeVito. The Joe Pesci's character in Goodfellas is Tommy DeVito.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know that
It's
either.
Tommy DeVito. Yeah.
Huh.
So that's him. You think he's funny? Funny how? Funny like a clown? Does he amuse you, Tommy DeVito?
I was making fun of him directly for his Italian heritage, effectively, like being really offensive the first week I heard about him. So yeah, I kind of earned that,
dude. And I don't know if you guys saw the post that I put in the in our chat of he has fully leaned into the Italian memes. And his touchdown celebration was the Italian. I don't even know what to call it. The hand claw thing.
Mamma mia!
Yeah.
Like, hey, what are you doing?
Hey, I'm quarterbacking over here. Hey, look at this fucking guy.
Yay! Permission.
Dude, could you imagine? Out of all these, like, New York Italian Tommy DeVito comes out here and just starts leading the Giants to like unbelievable victories.
Yeah, well, I mean, as you all know, I'm a longtime Giants fan. I'm not a fan of any other team. So that is exciting for me. I'm really excited for Tommy DeVito and his new era. Dude. Okay, so by the way, side note, Tommy DeVito has more touchdowns than Zach Wilson in 2 games. Yep.
Yeah, that's actually true.
He actually is probably pretty close to having more offensive touchdowns than the Jets.
Yeah.
So
hold on, checking.
Yeah. Look that up.
Let's see. DeVito's got 6.
Mm-hmm.
New York Jets offense, TD. New York Jets stats for the season. Why isn't this easier to access? Feel like this should be like one of the first. They have 10.
It should be.
Yeah, he's pretty close.
He's close.
He's only 4 off. One good game, man.
One good dude. That's actually Zach Wilson has 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, man.
He has started every game except for one, and he played 95% of the snaps in that one. So,
according to this, he's got 6 touchdowns.
They've got just like all these stats listed here, and they're all bad. They're just like, here's how we're doing this year, everybody. Oh, don't look though.
Now, I will say, he does have 6 touchdowns. However, that is still terrible.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's very bad.
Yeah.
Very, very bad.
I think every decent starting quarterback has at least 10.
Yeah.
In fact, yes, they do. Man, yep.
The Commanders had 450 yards of offense. Sorry, 400 yards of offense in this game. 5 of 13 on third down, 28 first downs, and they only scored 19 points. Like they,
Yeah, that's what 6 turnover. 6
Oh my
turnovers.
God.
Oh, boys.
Yeah, they turned the ball over 3
Yeah,
fumbles lost and
terrible.
3 interceptions.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was
And by the way, Tommy DeVito sacked 9 fucking times in this game.
oh my God.
9 times. That's close to the record, right? Isn't it 10?
I think it was 10 also
Yeah.
from the Giants.
That might be true, yeah.
the last time a quarterback was sacked 10 times was 2018 with Matthew Stafford, which
Yeah.
makes a
my
lot of
God.
sense.
I think there was a 9 earlier in the year at the Giants. I think it was when they lost like 40-0 to the Eagles or something. Either way, the Giants might have the worst offensive line in football, which is impressive with how many bad offensive lines there are.
When you get sacked more than the most sacked quarterback in the league on the other team, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, this is the same thing that happened last time these two teams, last time these two teams played too, is because they got sacked like a combined 15 times, and it happened again because Sam Howell got sacked 4 times
Yep.
too.
Do you actually wait? I'm gonna tell a story because it's NFC East related
Okay.
and Giants related.
Yep.
You know Ron Jaworski?
Yep.
So he was the QB for the Eagles, and there was one time where he called a timeout because he couldn't. He spent the whole time trying to find Lawrence Taylor on the field and couldn't find where he was, so he called a timeout.
Oh, he
Mhm.
wasn't
Turned
on
out
the field.
He wasn't on. Yeah, he wasn't on that play. Yeah.
That
So that's how scary Lawrence Taylor was. But anyway, yeah.
Oh yeah, they got Lawrence Taylor. He like broke
He's
his
a monster.
he like broke somebody's something. I don't remember what it was.
Oh yeah, I think he's a piece of shit too. Yeah, but
Probably.
you know.
Don't meet your heroes.
Don't
Yeah.
meet your heroes.
They
Anyway,
might murder you. Yeah.
well,
But in some cases, they do.
Yeah.
that's also true. Washington is bad.
Yes.
But Sam
Yes.
Howell, pretty
This-
good.
Yeah,
Sam
Sam
Howell
Howell's
looks
good.
like he has a lot of upside.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he
Still-
didn't do great in
still-
this game, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian Robinson did pretty well. Like the Commanders, they're in the first year of a rebuild, which is essentially just the first year of no Dan Schneider as your
Yeah.
owner. So just moving on. It's gonna take a little bit, but I mean, dude, this shows just how bad I think the Patriots are, because the Patriots scored 17 points against the Commanders, and like it feels like you could probably score more than that. In fact, I forgot the Giants beat the Commanders earlier this year.
Dude, you know, speaking of the Patriots, you want to know another fun fact that I learned?
Yep.
Is the Jets, despite how horrible their offense is, they're not actually the lowest points per game in the league. Do you know who's below them?
Is it
the Patriots?
Is the Patriots. The Patriots and the Giants, actually, funnily
Huh.
enough.
Maybe not anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
yeah, it
just
might not be.
It's now.
Yeah.
Fun facts.
This is how much pain the Pats have inflicted on the league over the last 2 decades, is that even on the bye week, y'all have to find a way to like connect them to some sort of poor performance to be like,
Yes.
see, the mighty have fallen once more.
I am very
Well,
happy.
there is
about
one good thing about the Pats this week. We didn't have to watch them play.
That's true. Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow.
So yes, then we had the Buccaneers lose to the 49ers, which again,
Yeah.
It felt like they were in the game for the first half. Like defense
Yeah.
was playing well. They got a
Mhm.
touchdown. Like it was like reasonable, and then it just wasn't very reasonable anymore.
yeah,
I mean, the Niners are just way better.
they are.
Yeah, healthy Niners are, I think, still the best team in the
Yeah,
league.
I mean,
I
it's
think
just like
so,
every
yeah.
time we talk about these games where they actually do what we expect them to, you look at the stat line, it's like, oh, yeah, that's right. They have all the weapons. They have
Yeah.
all of
Yeah.
them.
McCaffrey didn't even do that well. He was 78 on 21 carries.
He was
Yeah.
all in on the first drive, and then they like kind of forgot he was there. But again, it's just like, well,
Oh,
it's
yeah, he
because
had
they
a
have Brandon
receiving
Ayuk and George
touchdown.
Kittle and Debo Samuel and Elijah Mitchell. Like, why not
Yeah.
give it to them too?
Yeah, he had a receiving touchdown. In fact, they only threw to like 4 guys. It was Ayuk, Kittle, Samuel, McCaffrey.
Oh,
Yeah.
and you know, actually, I want to say Brock Purdy's back, baby. He's
What
been
the
back for the
fuck,
past couple
man?
weeks.
Wow,
Yeah.
yeah, he was efficient.
Brock Purdy, he has been solid the past several weeks since the losing streak ended. And
Absolutely.
you know, like, I mean, again, kid is continuing to prove that he's the real fucking deal, man. And again, I dispute anyone who says that he is a game manager. This is not what he does.
Have you
for
seen
that team.
him play when they're not in the lead?
Well, when in the 3-game losing streak, he did poorly. But I mean, again, you have to keep in mind that this guy is basically a rookie right now. Like, this is, I mean, he's only just passed, like 2 weeks ago, a full 17-game season, right? So, you know, he's basically still a rookie. And if you're looking at his stat, actually, I did see someone point out his stats next to forget who. Oh, I think Brady. And Brock Purdy's a monster, honestly. Like, if you look at his stats, like his in the amount of games that he's had, like he's killing it too. Like, he's totally in line with like a CJ Stroud type of guy.
He's at a 70% completion percentage this year.
I wouldn't put him in CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud is doing all the things Purdy's doing with no wide receivers.
Yeah. Okay, but
and no George Kittle and no Christian McCaffrey and not a good defense. And
yeah, but Brock Purdy in 15 starts has a 69% completion percentage. Nice. 4,036 yards. 31 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. That's a touchdown percentage of 7.0. And his NEA is 8.49. I mean, the dude is, I mean, again, this is only 15 starts. He's played in 19 games technically, but like,
I mean, I agree with you. It's just the circumstance. There's more than one side to the story, and the other side is that he has the greatest offense in a very long time around him.
Yeah, but you know, so what? I mean, like, again,
so
like
what?
they had.
Well, what do you mean? So what?
Because they had.
So what? Your
remember,
argument
do
too.
you guys remember when they do you guys? Oh, hold on. Do you guys remember when they traded a bunch of draft picks to get Trey Lance and they got him at the 3rd overall?
He played
pick?
all of like 2 games and died,
exactly.
and then played another game and then died again. And they were like, "Well, I mean, we might as well play the guy who did it last." I'm not saying Brock Purdy's.
I'm just saying, like, Trey Lance couldn't do it. The other guys on the
Trey Lance do a lot.
Well, I mean, but they drafted him with the 3rd overall pick.
And it is going to go down in history as one of the worst drafts of all time.
Yeah, I mean,
how do you think Brock would do on the Jets today?
I mean, I think legitimately he in and of himself has quality. I mean, again, like,
I think
you're looking
better on the Jets, but he wouldn't be.
No, because anyone on the Jets
politically dancing around answering the question, so I don't know if he's very confident.
I'm just saying, if CJ Stroud ends this year with 4,000 yards, 31 touchdowns, and 70% completion percentage, I would say that's a very, very solid first year, one of the best, right? I mean. So
Brock Purdy is good. I don't think you can be bad and do what he's doing. But if I hear his name in the MVP race, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree with
that. Because there are better
I
players on his team. He was before that losing streak. They were like, Brock Purdy MVP. And I was like, shut up.
yeah. Like, I'd rather Christian McCaffrey win MVP.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, I was going to say, there's better players on his team that should be MVP. Like, come on.
I mean, all things considered, I'm looking at him against the rest of the field here. And, I mean,
again, the rest of the field does not have one of the greatest offenses in football over the past 15 years.
But I mean, again, like, I don't think a person that can execute with that offense is unique. Again, it's like, it's just, look, I have Zach Wilson as my QB. Before that, I had Sam Darnold. Before that, I had Bryce Petty and Luke Falk and all these other guys. And I'll tell you that
and
even being able, even being able to, like, complete passes in the NFL is a miraculous feat.
Well, yeah, if you're on the Jets.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. You need to be able to actually do that. You need to be able to actually complete the passes and run the offense. Not everybody can do that. Trey Lance couldn't do it. The rest of the QBs couldn't do it. Brock Purdy beat them all out, right? So
I mean, I agree. I'm just saying
Yeah.
he's got a good environment, which isn't like a fault
got
against him.
The literal best environment. I want to
Yeah,
keep reiterating
like-
that point.
You have a
Yeah.
good coach with a good system
like
that's
the Niners-
established.
We know, like, you know players from other teams. You're like, oh yeah, that's Mahomes, or oh yeah, that's Justin
Yeah.
Jefferson. Like the Niners are so good. We know their offensive linemen, like Trent Williams. Like they're so good. That everyone
Okay,
on their
okay.
team is like, we know them. Like
actually
They got
now that you've invoked Mahomes, is Mahomes only good? Is Mahomes not good because he had Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce and Andy Reid and Kareem Hunt and
no,
you
because
know.
he's played without them and proven that he's still good. Purdy played without two of his pieces and played pretty bad.
Well, I mean, again, he's a rookie, but you know,
Yeah,
I don't
and again, we don't have to spend too much. I just,
Yeah.
I was saying,
I see both your sides. I see both your sides.
I
Well,
too
no,
sit on
well-
the fence.
We'll know in about 3 or 4 years, and then
Yeah.
we'll come back, and one of us will be like, "I told you, fucking idiot," and then
You know what we do know is that the Jets are bad.
There we go. The New York
Yeah, very
football,
true.
6 points.
Hey.
0 for 11 on third down Jets.
you've got
for
your good news,
11.
though, Rob.
No, we don't. We don't have
The
any.
demon is gone for the second time now.
Yeah, and you know who's replacing him is Tim fucking
Boyle.
Boyle.
Tim Boyle,
A man
Packer
who
backup
sounds like an
legend.
STD. Like I mean, dude, like if there is anyone in the league who is potentially worse than Zach Wilson, it's probably Tim Boyle. And yet
It's-
he is our backup QB. Again, this is roster malpractice on the on behalf of Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh. To be honest, you know, like after the game, by the way, he was still backing up Zach Wilson and saying he was starting and whatnot, and they'll have to evaluate and all this other bullshit. Like, dude, I'm sorry. You know what's gonna happen is Robert Saleh, Joe Douglas, Nathaniel fucking Hackett, who is oh man, is he bad? I gotta tell you, oh boy,
It's almost like hiring someone who's bad is like.
yeah.
I just want to put us back like however many years or months when I was like, why are you hiring the guy who was like historically bad?
I
Oh,
will
yeah,
By the
right.
way, the amount of fucking times, by the way, that we've heard from this coaching staff that this guy's not ready yet because you know they got to learn the playbook. It's pretty complicated. How complicated is run up the middle, throw on third and long? How complicated, realistically, is your fucking playbook? And secondarily, if it's so complicated, maybe it's time to simplify. Because I got to tell you, this offense is pretty fucking bad.
It's actually
is actually-
historically bad.
It is
Yep.
historically bad in several categories. It is the worst third down percentage in NFL history.
That's the bad one. Yeah.
Recorded
Normally-
NFL history.
Normally they're like, oh, this is the worst one since like 2003, or this
Yeah.
is the worst one. No, this one's literally just the worst one ever. Even
Yeah.
back when they didn't even know how to throw the ball. Like, it's bad over here, guys.
It's bad.
Yeah. And see, and on any other team, this kind of a performance would warrant mass firings. But of course, the thing is, we're not gonna have that. All of those fuckers are absolutely not only sticking out the rest of the goddamn year, they're coming back next year because Aaron Rodgers is waiting in the wings. And they got all these fuckers because of Aaron Rodgers. And now our receiving core is fucking Alan Lazard and Randall fucking Cobb.
Dude,
Because
it's like
why
Packers
not?
from last year.
Alan
Yeah.
Lazard is bad. I just
Real
wanna say
bad.
that.
Real
Like,
horrible.
It's like, it's funny because even with Aaron Rodgers, I was like, I feel like they're just going to be like the Packer offense from last year, which wasn't good.
Yeah.
It was one of the least fun seasons I've ever had watching the Packer offense. In fact, this Jordan Love season, it's at least like fun. I'm like, these guys are growing together. They're going to get better and it's going to be great. We're coming to, and then
Yeah.
last year was like Rodgers being like, run the fucking route, you dumbass, like screaming in his helmet. And I was like, dude, that's going to happen with the Jets because it's the Jets. I know it. But it got even worse because he's out. And now to have all these guys still.
Well, I mean, like the Jets were supposed to have like Mecole Hardman and Corey Davis and stuff, but also Joe Douglas, in his infinite wisdom, decided to draft in the first round a defensive lineman, which I've mentioned many times before and will continue to mention as I am very frustrated by this fact. And who, by the way, that first round pick still not playing week 10, right? Going into week 10, and that first round pick is not playing in the game. He's not getting snaps at all. So, especially considering our receiving core is the ghost of Garrett Wilson, Alan Lazard, Randall Cobb, and whatever Aaron Rodgers scrounged up from the bottom of his fucking patch. Yeah.
Will McDonald? Is that who's not playing?
Will McDonald. Yep, that's right. That's right.
Is Bro from like the 50s? Like,
I straight up, and the amount of time.
And here comes Will McDonald onto the field.
That's actually Will McDonald the fourth to you.
Look, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Robert Saleh seems like a nice guy. He seems also like a terrible fucking head coach. Just real goddamn awful. The thing is, his defense, great. That's awesome. But the rest of everything else is just terrible. And he seems like, I mean, look, I'm angry. So, and Robert Saleh doesn't listen, but I will use some unkind words here. Unkind words here. Robert Saleh seems like a fucking idiot because the amount of time, 10 weeks it took him, week after week going, oh no, yeah, we're sticking with Zach. No, Zach has really turned the corner. No, Zach's actually the guy. Wait, week 1, fucking 75 seconds into week 1, we should have been on the phone talking to QBs. But instead, Zach Wilson, he's the guy. He's the guy. He's who we're going with. At the trade deadline, do we need anybody? No, but we got Randall Cobb. Do you really think that we need to get anybody at the trade deadline? Come on.
It's wild that, like, I got to the point, I think it was my chat. I was talking to my chat, and I was like, guys, who the fuck is the Jets' backup? Like, who is, like, I know they're like, oh, Zach Wilson, but like, who? And then my chat was like, I don't know. Didn't they sign like Trevor Siemian or something? Like,
3 weeks ago.
Well,
yeah, and I was like, oh yeah.
Well,
he
hey,
might be
here's the thing.
today.
No, but here's the problem: is Trevor Siemian. He's got to learn the playbook. It's so difficult. Nathaniel Hackett's offense is just so complicated and so good. And the real problem is that these players are just not learning the system. I mean, really,
it's funny issue. Because we've seen this year that's bullshit because Josh Dobbs showed up in Minnesota and didn't know a goddamn
and
play.
Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield did the same thing earlier in the year.
He did last year. The Rams, Like it's been
Tommy
provably wrong. Like I don't get it. Like you need a week max to teach the playbook, dude. Like just get in there.
Realistically, you want to give them some time, but also
but you don't need that time.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I think the issue here is that the Jets put all of their chips on Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers was supposed to be the quarterback. And when he got hurt, the system, like, this isn't Nathaniel Hackett's system. This is Aaron Rodgers' system. And he wanted Hackett because he's buddies with Hackett. And, he was like, put that play in. That's the one I like. And he's like, yes, sir, Mr. Rodgers.
but the issue is, here's the issue, right? And this is why it's fucking negligence. Is okay, it's great. You got Aaron Rodgers. But everybody, all the Jets fans throughout all the offseason, including myself, including on this podcast, people were saying, well, hold on a second. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers.
That's him.
Aaron Rodgers is calling me. No, Aaron Rodgers. I don't even know who the fuck this guy is. The Aaron Rodgers is great and all, but his backups are Zach Wilson and Tim Boyle. Zach Wilson, who almost, the franchise almost imploded last year as a result of him starting. So these are the backups that you went into the fucking year with? And moreover, you didn't address wide receiver or offensive line in the draft. So didn't do anything with that in free agency. Joe Douglas was just basically asleep at the fucking wheel like the whole time. Everybody saw, like everybody could see this exact scenario coming. In fact, didn't I directly predicted this,
Yeah,
right?
I feel like you predicted it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a 40-year-old QB. You don't think that there's a chance maybe he might get injured, Joe Douglas? You think that might be an issue? And then you have to trot out Zach fucking Wilson again?
What you think? You think they would have taken a receiver in a barren draft with players like JSN, Jordan Addison, Jaden Reed?
Yep. No. But we got Will McDonald, who's learning a whole lot on the bench.
He's gonna learn the playbook, important. Rob.
Yeah, he's taking him some time. So yeah. Thank God for Joe Douglas, the best GM that we've ever had.
The Bills did all right.
Well, the Bills firing their offensive coordinator, it worked great. Josh Allen, 275, 3 touchdowns. He threw a pick, but Jets defense pretty good.
You know what's hilarious, by the way, is the Jets fan base, like we're like, oh, that guy from the Bills, we should hire him. we're like that would be certainly better than Nathaniel Hackett.
I have to assume it was a joke, but like I don't know. We live in a crazy world, but there was people who were like tweeting, there's a lot of chatter that the Steelers are interested in Byron Leftwich as their next offensive coordinator. And I like when I read that in my mind, I swear Sinvicta was throwing like rocks at my window and screaming no to me. And I'm like, I'm gonna agree with you, man. Like,
yeah, that's really just a Sinvicta special. If you see any of his former coach, that's like bringing in Jameis Winston at that point. Your quarterback.
How about we hire a good coordinator? That's for next year. That's for next year.
Yeah, that's for next year. We got some Aaron Rodgers quotes on the Jets, actually. He was on Pat McAfee today.
Well,
he said some great stuff.
I don't know if you guys saw this, but he did sit down fully on the ground on the sidelines with a 1,000-yard stare watching the Jets in this game. that occurred,
I did not see that.
Yeah. But so go on.
He said, and I quote, "Listen, there's been some 4-6 teams who've made runs over the years. Back in 2016, there was a team in the NFC North people were counting out. They went on a run. They won 8 in a row and went to the NFC Championship game where the Atlanta Falcons absolutely shit on them in an embarrassing fashion, and it was a terrible, terrible time. And in 2009 in Jersey, there's a team that went 4-6, went 9-7, and went to the AFC Championship game. Now, let me remind you, the 2016 Packers that went to that NFC Championship game were, I looked it up, scoring about 30 points a game on average. So probably like twice as much as the Jets.
Oh, twice. More than twice. It's almost
more than
3
twice
times as much.
Yeah. Plus, we also had Aaron Rodgers playing on the field where he threw the ball and made decisions.
Yeah.
So that really impacted that season. Now, the Jets don't have that.
Nope.
Which is why they're not going to do anything.
And they're not in the NFC where it's easy to sneak into the wild card.
That too. Listen, I get it. He's like trying to hype him up, but like it's Trevor Siemian. Tim Boyle's not going to win you a game. All right, I'm going to tell you that right now.
We could have had Tommy fucking DeVito. Actually,
Tommy DeVito.
Yeah.
Like Tim Boyle was literally on the Packers. They said it back in the day. He was on the Packers because Rodgers liked him as a clipboard guy. He was like, this guy's like insanely smart. And that's why he probably brought him to the Jets. He's like, yo, this guy's great. He's smart. He's good in the room. Like he's a coach. But guess what? He's not good at football.
Yeah.
He's good at coaching.
Can we just like show like the difference between two teams going into the same situation this season? You had Aaron Rodgers going down, right?
Yep.
At the and then you had all of the Jets going like, well, that sucks, guys. But I mean, we got a backup and we got a backup. I mean, it's probably fine. And then you switch over, Kirk Cousins goes down. fucking
Immediately.
in mid game. All right, the head coach is pulling out the Nokia. All right, going, give me Arizona now.
Yeah.
All right, and literally they have Josh Dobbs in like 2 days. Like the difference is staggering. Like
You know, and this is the thing. This is why I despise this coaching staff, and I'm so frustrated that they're going to play out the year. As soon as Aaron Rodgers went down, they just punted on the year. They stopped giving a shit. They were just like, oh, you know, oh, woe is me. There's nothing we can do, and they just didn't try. They didn't try to do anything at all. And you know, you compare that to, like you were saying, the Vikings. It's, I mean, hell, even compared to the fucking Giants right now, you know. So we play in the same goddamn building.
It's, by the way, Tim Boyle is in 2021. He went 0-3 with the Lions, throwing 500 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. He then went 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions with the Bears in 1 game. And now he's with the Jets, where he played this last game. So,
because the Jets won't have to score very many points this week. They're only going up against the Dolphins.
Yeah, that's true. He also said, quote, "You have to feel like you're dangerous." That was his quote of the week. So
that sounds like something my dad would say.
Isn't it just funny?
Sounds like something someone named Tim Boyle would say.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny how this entire offseason, like, Rob, this is it. You finally get to watch Aaron Rodgers, a good quarterback, and now we're in week 11, and it's just Tim Boyle being like, you got to be dangerous out there.
Yep. No, it's, I've been browsing Tankathon for weeks already. You know, it's just a regular old Jets season. You know, it is really funny because I saw someone, I don't know, did I mention this last week about how the Jets, we have seen the rise and fall and rise again of dynasties, in the NFL, and the Jets have been perfectly shitty the entire time. I think if you gave me this stat line any other year for the past 10 years, I would say, yeah, that looks like a Jets game. It's just been exactly the same for over and over again. It's amazing. It really is amazing. I think until Woody Johnson sells the fucking team, this team is just, it'll never do anything.
Maybe someday.
Maybe when Aaron Rodgers comes back next year. You know?
Yeah. And then we'll have Robert Saleh and Nathaniel Hackett as our coaches. Wow. And he'll be throwing to Alan Lazard, a year older, and Randall Cobb, a year older. That's going to be wonderful.
It's going to be
But
crazy.
hey, in the offseason, we'll pick up a superstar defensive lineman. So I'm excited for that.
Maybe you guys can go get Christian Watson too.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
There you go.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Trade him to
you know, actually, I did see someone say, like, no, the real curse is that our next coach is going to be Mike LaFleur.
Matt LaFleur?
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah.
Our coach or your offensive coordinator coach?
Honestly, at this point, I don't even care.
One of the LaFleurs.
One of the LaFleurs.
They're gonna do.
Now, see, what you got to do is got to get one of the LaCeilings, and then we can move on now.
We can move on. Bills they needed to win this game. By the way, this was, like we talked about it, this was a must-win game. They won it. Congrats. Now and then the Bengals out of the picture. Now I think the Bills probably looking like they could get that.
Hey,
final
the
spot.
team that keeps killing us in the playoffs is gone. Let's.
So then we had the Rams Seahawks, which actually had a good ending. Geno got hurt this game, but he came back. And
I just don't think the Seahawks they're like the definition of average. I feel like
they pretty much are.
And then the Rams, I don't know what the fuck to think about them, man. I don't know.
They're the definition of below average.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, these teams are like their records are perfect.
Yeah.
4 Rams at 4 and 6.
These teams are not overrated or underrated. Yeah. They're rated exactly where they're meant to be.
Like the Rams, they're just like a defense that used to be good that's now like okay, and then the fucking offense.
Basically like the Seahawks from a couple of years ago, actually.
Matt Stafford's like 40 now. His arms falling off. Pretty much, yeah. And then the Seahawks missed a field goal to win the game, and then that was it. This was an exciting ending, though.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Not much to say otherwise.
Yeah.
Nope. Anyway,
Close
then we
score.
had
An actual exciting game.
Broncos, actual good game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
Dude.
like here Broncos are 5-5.
The Broncos
guys.
are 5-5. What the
They
fuck?
came
What
back.
the fuck, man?
Russell Wilson, baby.
You know who's having a great goddamn year? Cortland Sutton.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
had 8
He-
touchdowns.
Did have like the
Uh-huh.
catch of the year last week.
Yeah,
so.
that was crazy.
Yeah.
It's like perfect catch, perfect getting his feet down, like good route.
Russell Wilson needs it, man. Someone to rely on in this offense, and it has been like critical to their success, as mentioned with the touchdown from last week, their touchdown
Mhm.
this week as well. Like they're getting it, they're just getting it done, but
Yeah.
it's happening. They're getting it just over the line.
It's
I mean,
not
Russell
gonna
Wilson.
be particularly easy for the Broncos, I feel. I mean, they got Cleveland next week. That's easy enough. But then it's Houston, Chargers, Lions, and the Patriots, but then Chargers again, and then Raiders, which isn't really like that free anymore.
It's divisional
not-
too.
Yeah.
It's not an easy schedule. So
Yeah.
good luck to them if they want to make a run. But
They're
Yeah, if
they're
they-
far from the laughing stock that they were for the first year and a half
Yeah.
of their
Yes.
existence.
Yeah.
Very
Which
true.
that wasn't too difficult to surpass.
It's just the team that lost 70 to 22 months ago. Like this
Yeah.
is
That's true, yeah, I
clearly a
forgot. I think they
massive
woke 'em up.
turnaround.
Yeah. That one really woke him up, I think.
After that game, they beat the Bears, which are the Bears, but
Yep.
they were down 28-0 and won 31-28 in that game.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
They lost
they
to
were
the
like
Jets.
not again.
They gave up 31 to the Jets, dude. That's actually even more embarrassing than the 70.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somehow it is, yeah.
Yeah. And then they beat the Chiefs, which was insane. Oh, wait, they beat the Packers, which, to be fair, we kind of beat ourselves by false starting out of field goal range to win the game. And then we probably would have missed the field goal, so whatever. And then we had them beat the Bills last week, and then now the Vikings. So, like, yeah, they got something going. They got some momentum.
And the Vikings, I mean, Dobbs didn't have a great game, but he didn't have a bad game either.
They did well enough for them to win.
Yeah,
Which is all you can ask.
I mean, lost by 1 point and had 3 turnovers. That's killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, they were up until the game-ending drive with the Cortland Sutton catch.
Mm-hmm.
So it's in fact, the Broncos kind of sucky on third down. 2 of 12 on third down this game.
That's rough.
Not
Yeah.
great.
And the Vikings turned the ball over 3 times. The Vikings special. Because
That
they've
is-
done that all year.
Yeah.
Even with Kirk Cousins, they were turning it over like 3 times a game.
Yeah, that's right. They have oh yeah, that's right. I watched almost this entire game in Spanish.
All right.
Okay.
I just remembered
Weird that there's now 2 of us that have watched games in Spanish this year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty. The announcers are pretty good. They were a fun time.
I
But I
did
just
like the
remember them
guy who
saying-
went wah, wah, wah.
I just liked hearing these guys say Samaje Perine a lot. That was
That is a
time.
fun name to say too.
Yeah, but who? By the way, he got 7 receptions,
Yeah.
no touchdowns, but fucking 7 receptions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the Broncos. They don't have. That's the reason I was looking at that is they don't really have much of a running game, right? So
No, they don't. They got
Yeah.
what's his name?
Javonte Williams.
Yeah,
Devontae
Javonte
Williams,
Williams.
who's got 473 yards, averaging 3.9 a carry on the year. So
Yeah.
Melvin Gordon, though,
There
right?
it is, okay,
Yeah, dude, Melvin Gordon, dude.
Melvin
Is-
Gordon.
is
Is he on the Broncos?
He's in the
He's on the
Broncos,
Ravens.
right?
There's no
He's
other
on the
team.
Ravens?
Yeah, he's on the Ravens.
Oh, come on.
Since when?
He's
So-
on the
oh,
no
yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Don't fucking lie to me about this, Krendor.
This is nonsense.
In fact, let me make sure he's still on the Ravens because I actually don't.
Yeah, he's on the Ravens.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know if they like randomly cut him last week for no reason or something. Like, but yeah, he's still on the Ravens. They have like 10 running backs, so he's not
Yeah.
getting any playing time. But yeah, Broncos. Let's ride.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Russell Wilson is the most Disney tier quarterback. Like,
Oh,
every
yeah,
game is
it's
like,
perfect.
boy, oh boy, we sure had a swell game out there, guys, and all my teammates are having fun, and I hope I can keep playing football for another as many years as the Lord will let me. And
Go
I was
America.
I'm just like, what? All right. Anyway, then we had Eagles Chiefs.
Yeah, weather game.
Yeah, it was a weather game.
This game was not as good as it should have been. Like,
No.
Yeah.
I said this in the Discord, but it really felt like these two teams played each other in the Super Bowl last year. There was like 10 million times the pressure, and they played like 5 times as good in that game than they did in this game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it was
Like-
raining, but the Chiefs got 17 points and then they didn't score again.
Apparently, they haven't scored in the second half in 3 straight games or
Yep.
something. I read, which is not good. I'm
That is,
looking
in
at my
fact,
stat
bad.
check, and that's just not good.
Yeah, it's actually very bad.
Yeah.
And
They're
now you're looking at the Ravens with the top record in the AFC. Ew, gross. I'm gonna bomb.
and I mean the Chiefs got their schedule's kind of easy, honestly. They got the Bills, I guess is a tough game, but the Raiders, the Packers, the Patriots, the Raiders again, the Bengals,
Oh,
Joe
yeah.
Burrow.
Well, how
and
does it
then-
feel like everyone's playing the Patriots this year? I
It
swear.
really does, actually.
Yeah.
And then the Chargers to finish the year. So I don't know. I mean, hey, you know what? Packers at Lambeau, dude. Maybe.
Yeah.
We score all our points in the second half. So as long as we hold them in the first half, we're gonna be good.
Could be.
Could be.
Could be.
I don't know. It'd be fun if we did. But yeah, this game, I don't know if you guys saw, one of my favorite plays happened. It was Jalen Carter tried to intercept the
He
spiked ball.
did. I saw that and I was like, man, I can't believe no one's ever tried that before.
Apparently, it happened once. It was
I've-
like 5 years ago. Grady Jackson on the Falcons, funnily enough, picked off the snap against the Jets.
Why do I not remember this?
Of
This
course.
sounds so amazing.
Yeah, and everybody was like, "He did it, dude! Look at that! It's crazy."
Wait, is there a video of that?
yeah.
Who is it?
Grady Jackson.
Grady Jackson interception.
Yeah, Spike. And so if you look it up. Yeah, Grady Jarrett. Was it
Grady Jarrett.
Oh, it was
It
Grady
says
Jarrett.
Grady Jarrett.
Yeah. Yeah. So he picked it off. I'm pretty sure, unless the internet lied to me, and he at least
could've
tried and
known.
got really close. If he didn't, but
Oh,
yeah,
it didn't really matter. I guess they would have gotten one more play, but
yeah, it didn't matter that much. It was like the end of the game, but yeah, it was. It's still funny to like watch it happen.
That is hilarious.
But yeah, the Chiefs just like cooled
They
off, and
have like a good defense and a bad offense now, which is
Yeah.
weird.
it is
Yeah.
I
weird.
don't like that.
I think it's because they don't have receivers.
They don't have receivers who can catch the ball. Mahomes tried to win the game like 4 times, and his receivers were like, "No, thank you."
Yeah, just MVS dropped the touchdown.
Oh, that was bad.
That was
And
real
then-
bad.
Who was it that dropped it was 4th and 25, and he should have like completed
Yeah.
it. It was Watson or something.
Oh yeah, Justin
right?
Watson.
Yeah.
think
Yeah,
so,
dude, the ball was right in his hands, and he just didn't get it.
Yeah,
You
This
know-
is the first time in the last like few years that they've even had a decent ground game too. Like Pacheco's not
Yeah.
bad, but they just can't get anything else going.
yeah.
You know, I want to say that one of their X or Y receivers is Kadarius Toney, a
It
wide
is.
receiver so bad that the Giants cut him.
Yep. In fact,
Oof.
remember week 1, he dropped all those
Yep.
passes that would have won them the game numerous times.
Yeah. Like six of them, right? Like he
Yep.
got targeted like 6 times and they all bounced off of him.
Yeah.
And he's like wide receiver 1 or 2 here on this team. So.
In fact, we got some powerful Packer memes on the Chiefs Reddit because MVS used to be a Packer and he dropped a few crucial things. So we got the old
Yeah.
first time meme there. Great stuff. Great stuff.
Can I
I
say I
saw-
saw a headline that made me want to pull all of the hair out of my head?
Yep.
It was Jalen Hurts opens up to #1 MVP like spots, like most likely to get MVP after last night's game. He went 14 of 22 for 150 yards and a pick. He did have one rushing touchdown. Well, he had 2, but one of them was a tush push, which does not really count. Like
Yeah.
that's just whatever happened in the previous play should have been the touchdown.
Right.
But it's just funny that the league is just like I mean, it has to be a quarterback that wins MVP.
Yeah.
Like, it just has to. Like, I guess it's
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts now. And it's like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
It hasn't been a non-QB in like 30 years, right? So
Yeah.
If there was
Yeah.
any year for it to be a non-QB, man.
Like, if we're being real, it should be Tyreek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Tyreek, CMC has an argument.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. It's
Well, see, that's the thing is that like nobody the name of the title is most valuable player, right?
Right.
But no one can clearly define what exactly that means.
It's where you have to
Right?
make a football move.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so what's the most valuable position on a football team?
QB.
Easily.
Yeah.
Without like it bar none.
Hmm.
So automatically there's a gigantic bias towards selecting quarterbacks because by what
Yeah.
definition you're kind of leaning toward here, like they're the most valuable position on the field at all times.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
actually make an argument for CJ Stroud because
I
if you
feel
take
like-
him off this
yeah.
team and put in like, you know, Bryce Young or like just some other guy, like they're not going to do as well. And like he's clearly their most valuable player. But like,
there isn't another quarterback that has an argument. Like, who's like Kirk Cousins was probably the front runner,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he's gone now.
Yep.
So it's like just
Rest in
Stroud.
peace.
I don't think any other QB should really be talked about for MVP right now.
Yeah.
Maybe Lamar.
Yeah, you could go that direction.
I mean,
Maybe,
Lamar
but-
hasn't really like his stats have not been.
I
that
honestly
great.
think if you put CJ Stroud in Lamar's place on the Ravens, they'd be better. Like straight up, I think so.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ! I just,
Sorry, I couldn't get to that.
I swear I
get
just
to
saw
that.
a ghost, dude. Like,
I mean, Tua probably deserves to be in that conversation as well.
It's because we're talking about good quarterbacks. He's allergic
Tua
as a
has
Jets fan.
slowed down. He was, but they've not done
Yeah.
much special recently.
Well,
And then,
so
like-
to the
Sorry, go
to
ahead.
the point. Well, to the point of Tyreek Hill, if you are taking it like if you go by like a completely semantical definition of the most valuable player, like maybe you could argue that it's proportionate, right? Like how much does this player add? How much does how
That's
many
what I figured it
points?
would
How
be.
many wins?
Right.
And Tyreek Hill, I think clearly puts the Dolphins in like he's at least a +3 wins kind of player.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that too. But I also sort of feel like we should treat it like who is the best player. Like,
Yeah.
because that feels like a better purpose for the award is to reward, regardless of like even team performance, possibly like who is the best at playing football, which again is going to be quarterback heavy because quarterbacks
Yeah.
get the most attention on the field. But like in that case, I think it's very easy to say something like Christian McCaffrey is a better
Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
The
What an
name
idiot.
piece of shit. Is a better football player than CJ Stroud, right? Like I feel like
Yeah.
that's pretty clear cut. So I wish that the award were more like that, but it's not. It's always about, like you're saying here,
Best
when we get into
QB.
the semantics of it, like best QB
Which
basically
quarterback
because of
had the
value.
best stats?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It's not even that. It's which QB had the best stats and also the most wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They definitely do take that into
Like
consideration.
just looking at the odds, for God's sake, it's like any QBs in this list are already at like a +2,000 or 3,000 odds to even win the damn thing. But it goes Hurts, Mahomes, Jackson, Tua, Purdy, Dak, and like McCaffrey's- yeah, Dak
Why?
Prescott's above Christian McCaffrey. Like it's fucking ridiculous.
Why is Lamar above Caffrey? Why is Mahomes like Mahomes is having like a regular old year? Like I don't think he's done anything crazy.
He's the second, like he's the second place. Oh my god, you know what I'm trying to say. He's got the second most likely to win the award.
And that's just because
Yeah.
he's Mahomes. I'm not trying to like downplay like his
Yeah.
skill.
Yeah.
It's just like It's the same thing with the game that last night. Like Mahomes made like a good pass. I would even venture to say it was like a really good pass. But my God, Aikman and Buck fucking came after it and couldn't stop talking about it for like 5 plays.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, like shut up. Like Jesus Christ. Even the final pass, they were like, which shouldn't have been dropped by Valdez Scantling.
Yeah.
Like they were like, you can't throw it any better than that. I was like,
He probably could
have
have
it a little
He
bit. Like
overthrew it a little.
it was a good throw, and like it should have been caught, but he absolutely could have thrown it a little bit better than that.
He
Like,
clearly extended a bit, so it's clearly slightly overthrown. But like you still have to catch it. But it's it's not perfect.
And I'm not saying that that's Mahomes' fault or that that's bad. I'm just saying the narrative is like if Mahomes and it's not just a Mahomes thing. Brady, it's Hurts, it's anyone who's like in that elite tier. Like they're just gonna give them like blah 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 blah. They're gonna make that noise over and over.
In fact, I think in 2020, that's when Derrick Henry ran for 2,000 yards.
Yeah.
And you would think like, wow, that guy's got to win MVP. And I believe that year was Aaron Rodgers. And I don't even think Aaron Rodgers had that great of a year that year.
Yeah.
Like I do wish that when even a skilled position player like wide receiver, running back does something like insane like that, like runs for 2,000 yards, you would think like, damn, this guy, he's got to be like MVP. He's carrying the team. But no, they're just like, no, it's not a quarterback.
Just do.
He didn't even get a vote.
Let's just do what baseball does and create a separate award for quarterbacks.
Yeah. Well, they do have that. They have quarterback of the year. Like they have,
and then MVP should be literally everyone else.
Yeah.
The last player, not a quarterback, to win the MVP was Adrian Peterson in 2012. And I don't even know what he had stat-wise that year. I do remember he was good, clearly.
Yeah.
But, and then LT won it in 2006, yeah. And Sean Alexander won it in 2005. So actually, had back-to-back years of running backs winning it.
Dude, Adrian Peterson finished that year with 2,097 carries, 70 more than Derrick Henry, and Derrick Henry didn't get a single vote 10 years later, or 8 years later.
Wow. In fact, 97, Barry Sanders won it, and then Terrell Davis won it in 98, and then Marshall Faulk won it in 2000. So there was a period where a lot of running backs were winning it. However, they did used to be more run-heavy offenses, and one running back was the main guy, and it was everything built around them. But you could argue Christian McCaffrey is almost like that.
Yeah.
I would say he's on par with those guys.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
Anyway.
Probably a future Hall of Famer.
Anyway,
this,
Eagles are probably going to win the division, and Magic was wrong all along.
Yep,
It's
we
possible.
told you. We told you.
Yeah.
It's got
It's
well,
very
actually.
possible.
No,
Or
I
wait.
told you. What do you mean
You
we
to-
told you?
Oh,
I
jeez.
told you.
Oh,
We told
jeez.
you.
What the fuck?
I mean, yeah,
We
I
were
told you,
telling you.
obviously. We
I
told
told
you.
you.
On Apollo's side of the room, we're telling you.
We
whole time.
also said that the one time it did happen, it was the Eagles, right?
Yep.
Don't
So
try
they
to
had the
back
power
out
to
of
break
this.
the magic
I will fucking
occasionally.
I will bring this whole operation down.
We got power rankings.
Rankings. So the Steelers went up because they fired Matt Canada, right?
Yeah,
No, yeah,
obviously. It's 3.
So we got power rankings here. Big ol' NFL.com power rankings.
They're big.
Looking at
They're
those, they're big, dude. Top 5, starting with Rob.
I will go with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yep, Apollo.
The Baltimore Ravens.
Yep, Bear.
Give me them Lions.
Yep, Rob.
The Niners.
Yep, Apollo.
The Chiefs.
Yep, you got it in order.
Let's
That's 1, 2, 3,
go.
4, 5. Look at that.
Wonderful.
Oh, look at that.
That is the order of the power rankings this week. You know what? I'm always curious. Well, like somebody else ranked the power rankings. Like if I just type it in, let's say CBS Sports, what do you got in their power ranking top 5? Let's see. They got Eagles, Lions, Cowboys, Chiefs, 49. Okay, we're not reading this garbage.
Yeah.
And we're never looking at the CBS power rankings again.
Yeah.
You want to rank
that
everyone
is-
roll out as future
The Cowboys, they beat the Panthers, so they're the best team ever.
So we have the thinnest dink,
Dennis thing.
dink, dink. Everybody, just shout out your thin dinks.
How many
Rising.
spots did they go up, Coach?
This dink ran up 4 spots.
4 only? Give me the Jags.
All right.
I want to say the.
I'm changing mine to the Packers.
I was gonna say that.
I looked at it a little bit
Packers
longer and
stable.
realized that it's them, probably.
I am going to say the Packers.
You should say the Packers.
It is
yeah.
the Packers.
I was like, wait a minute.
Rising from 26 to 22. We're almost back to the middle. Hooray.
Oh shit!
The fattest doink.
Fat my dog.
What did you say?
That was like the most like
Washington
modern art fat doink. Just like
Ooh,
fat doink.
that's
We have
good.
fatted the doink.
Oh, I think I'm gonna beat you to the
Oh,
punch.
there's
this time.
another one.
You're gonna think of it because I was just gonna say it's probably the Bengals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the Bengals,
is a
yeah.
good one.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
They have
yeah.
doinked 6 spots.
They should doink harder.
They should
They're
doink
playing-
harder than that.
Oh,
Yeah, that is true with the Steelers losing their game against the Browns, but also getting rid of their much maligned OC. How was their rank affected overall this week?
Well, the rankings probably came in before he was fired, right? So I don't.
Note,
Also,
We have a
yeah,
note.
wait.
Ed
Yeah,
does
but-
acknowledge the firing in the write-up, so the news had released in time.
And
Oh,
also, can I just say that that's fastidious of Pixel to have a question in there regarding Matt Cat because he only got fired like 8 hours ago, right?
yeah.
Yeah, but 8
Hmm.
hours is enough time.
I guess I'll say they still went down
The
by like
uh,
by 2
Huh?
spots.
yeah, they probably still went down.
I say they stay exactly where they are.
Rob has got it. They didn't ding or doink. They have
Nice.
remained at 13.
I can
That's
see that.
generous.
Yeah. There are 3 teams that have not dropped in a rank a single time over the past 9 weeks. Who are they? And none of them are in the top 10.
That's hard. They haven't tried. I'm gonna say the Texans.
All right.
I'm gonna say the. How many weeks was it again? In the last 9 weeks.
9 weeks. These teams
9
have
weeks.
either moved up or stayed in place.
I'll say the Texans.
Hmm.
I'll say the. What the
Cowboys.
fuck, man? I'll say. No, because the Cowboys lost to the Cardinals, dude.
That's true,
Remember?
but they love the Cowboys. They wouldn't drop them just for losing.
It's the
And
little
they
sweetheart.
haven't dropped.
Nope.
That's I can't. I feel like the Texans are the only one I can think of. The Broncos because they've been winning.
There you go. And then, how about? No, I don't know.
Well, maybe it's the Steelers. No, because they definitely lost.
Yeah.
Oh, they lost to the Jags though. Maybe it is the Steelers. Maybe I'll go Steelers. I don't
You
know.
said
This one's
that
hard.
They're not in the top 10 either, right?
Nope.
I'll go Steelers, Texans, and then the other one that I said.
You know
Broncos.
what? How about the Colts?
Well,
Hmm.
I don't think anyone's getting this. They got Broncos
that's
are
hard.
one.
Okay, I got one at least.
The others
Jesus.
are the Vikings
Really?
Really?
and the Bears.
What?
Whoa.
Well, I mean, I guess that makes sense because they
I mean,
probably
you know what?
started
Yeah,
at 32.
that makes sense
Yeah.
actually. You go, yeah.
So yeah, they've all stayed in place since week 4. So
That's hilarious.
yep, or gone up. 3 weeks ago, the Jets and Giants were separated by 17 spots in the power rankings, 13 versus 30. With the Jets on a losing streak and the Giants managing a win under Tommy, Danny, DeVito, Italian Stallion this week, how many ranks are the 2 New York teams now separated by?
11.
One.
Oh, I was gonna say 1. I'll go in the middle and say 5.
Well, the Jets have fallen from 13th to 25th since week 9, while the Giants have gone from 30th to 29, meaning 4 is the correct answer.
I didn't realize they just fell that far.
Yeah, they sure
Pretty
have.
bad over here, man.
That's tough.
That's
Yeah.
tough. Power rankings are almost perfectly sorted by number of wins, not win percentage, with only one team being out of place. Which 5-win team is ranked below multiple 4-win teams?
Oh,
Ooh, the 5 winners.
Colts.
the Bengals.
I'll go with the Raiders.
It is the Raiders.
Yeah.
They are ranked 21st behind the 4-6 Chargers and 4-6 Buccaneers. All other teams are ranked by number of wins.
Interesting.
All right.
And that's your power rankings.
Power ranking. But you know what time it is.
Stats. Pick 'em stats. Pick 'em stats.
Pick 'em stats.
Pick 'em
Stat
stats.
my pick'ems.
Stat my pick'ems. Beep. So this week, Discord manages to maintain its lead on Dumb Dog for the first time. While the ACs take a hit but remain in third, Krendor continues the rise in fourth ahead of Bear Taffy and Alpaca Patrol. Randy is hovering just under the illustrious 50% mark. That means Randy's going to start winning now, dude.
Yep.
He's below 50. He's got to rise up.
That's true.
That's
How
right.
that works.
Yep. So I went 10-5. Rob went 11-4. Bear went 8-7. Apollo 10-5. Randy 7-8. Discord 10-5. And Garfield 7-8.
I beat you all this week.
You did actually.
Yeah,
Surprising.
exactly. Wait, why is that surprising?
So yeah, it's getting close down here as we move into the second half of the season. We got Rob stats. He moves to 5-0, predicting NFC North divisional games with 2 more coming up next week.
Can I just say
shit.
the attention to detail of making the colors of the Northern Lights the teams in that division,
He always
This is actually
wow.
insane, man.
Just
and
next
they're in
level.
order of record
This
from left
is
to right.
That's just
this is
next
actually
level.
insane. Like
Yeah.
I think Pixelhaven does more than like an ESPN employee does for their entire
Yeah.
network.
Seriously.
Absolutely.
This is like next level graphics.
Yeah. Rob's strongest division to predict at a career 42-19, 69%. Nice. Putting him ahead of everyone else.
Hell yeah. Oh shit, I didn't know that was the god of the NFC North.
You are, barely. I gotta listen
Yeah.
to your picks now.
Yeah.
Static Cling. Krendor has picked the Chargers 9 times this season.
That was
making
his
them
attack move.
It was. I choose you.
Magic missile.
You've picked the Chargers to win 9 of their 10 games so far.
I sure have.
That's
I
hilarious.
keep being like, this has
They
to
keep
be
losing by 3 points. Like
Yeah,
it's-
I'm like, this has to be it now. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
they're playing the Packers. This has to be it.
there's 9 Chargers bolts around the Krendor slot.
Oh my
So-
god.
My
This is-
God. My God.
They were my pick to win the AFC West in the preseason, so maybe that's also why. I'm
Hey, at
just
least
like,
you didn't pick the Broncos to win last season.
that's
point.
very true.
Good point.
Bear ends a 13-game winning streak, predicting the Giants, his longest ever winning streak, surpassing Rob's previous 12 for the longest successful Giants streak.
I don't feel so bad with it ending with this Tommy DeVito game. That
That's
seems
true.
like a pretty
Yeah.
expected
Yeah.
outcome.
Yeah, although it was Washington. So
Yeah.
That's true.
when they play a real team, we will see. Who let the dogs out? Who?
Woof, woof.
Who?
Woof,
who?
woof.
Who? Apollo breaks the Browns lock drought by being the first team to lock them since 2021,
Oh,
November 21st. So exactly 2 years.
Let it be known that I technically still didn't lock a Deshaun Watson game.
That's true.
that's fair.
It does feel better picking them now with him gone for
Yeah.
the year.
Pick them.
Yeah. This is the 3rd longest active lock drought at 32 games. Longest is currently at 57. Wow.
Wow.
That is a long drought streak. Relieved
Yeah.
of command. Randy has now incorrectly predicted the Commanders for 10 consecutive games.
Oh God.
This ties Krendor's 10-game Titans run from 2021 for the longest ever losing streak. Dude, I forgot about that Titans year. That was like the most. Every time I'd be like, they're going to win. They'd lose. Every time I'm like, they're going to lose. They win. I hated him.
10 games. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Then That's all your bonus stats.
Hey,
Pick 'em.
It's
Thank you
Pick 'em.
for all of the. Actually, there's bonus stuff too. And if the NFL power
Pick 'em.
rankings
What?
throughout the season. Did you not see the
Today,
bonus?
Junior.
Did you see the bonus tweet?
Oh, I didn't.
Oh,
As an
yeah,
additional bonus, here's how the NFL.com power ranking has changed throughout the course of the season. Oh, that's pretty interesting. I will
Yeah.
link this in the description. I have been linking the Pixelhaven tweets, so you will be able to click the link below the thing and see the thing.
Oh, that's good. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. You guys should seriously, if you're not going on X and re-liking it.
You have to say it with that amount of malice every time.
I'll fucking kill you if you ever say that again.
Yeah.
Pickums!
Thanksgiving week pickup.
Oh yeah. Oh, actually, and we didn't mention this in the week, but the Jets are going to be playing the first ever Black Friday game.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh,
That'll certainly be good.
yeah.
I'm sure that'll be fun.
Everybody shopping for Black Friday deals gets to watch an unbelievable Dolphins Jets game.
With
Great.
Tim Boyle.
Well,
Big shout out to our assistant coach of the week as well, Carlos Alfredo. It's his second week on the show. Shout out, Carlos, for maintaining your support over on patreon.com/3 Guys in the Bear, or you could just search 3 Guys in the Bear in Google or Patreon, and then you combine those elements together, and all of a sudden, boom, the page, it's on the website right there in front of you. You can pledge at the assistant coach level and get featured on the show, just like Carlos today, who's locking the Lions for the second time on the show as our first pick of the week.
That's actually kind of insane.
That is
Probably
insane.
'cause-
I'll be picking the Lions, but I won't be locking them.
I will
I'm
also pick
actually
Lions.
going
He's
with
gonna
a
do it.
holiday Packer victory.
He's doing it.
I'm doing
shit.
it. You would
I think this will be a close game.
I actually
I
think it's
see
going to be a
it.
close game, yeah. We've been
It's
playing better.
divisional.
It's divisional. We've been playing better. We haven't been
You
making
did play
as many
against
mistakes.
a terrible defense, but
Listen, we've played against a lot of terrible teams. This is still the best we've played.
And the Lions
played
wins have been shaking.
Yeah,
well, the Lions
have been a
did
little shaky lately.
annihilate the Packers earlier in the season as
I
well.
wouldn't call it an annihilation. It was a first quarter annihilation, and then it kind of evened out a bit. We were coming back until the guy jumped over the field goal line. I think it's gonna be close. I'm pretty excited for this game.
I'm going to go Lions as well.
That's fine. I almost still went Lions just so if they
I'm probably
won,
gonna live
then-
stream that game
Oh,
Ooh.
because I
yeah.
want to. I like it's at 11:30, and that's when I stream, and it's like, well, I need to watch the football game. Like,
Do a play-by-play.
I think
Yeah,
I
yeah.
will.
we're
Dude,
hosting.
I mean-
We're hosting Thanksgiving, so I'm having it on in the background.
I
Yeah.
think that there is fertile ground in the streaming world of just
You say that, but I'll
streaming.
have all of 3 people watching that day. That's okay.
No,
I
no.
appreciate the.
Well, no, I'm just saying that like you can react live to the game, and you'll probably get away with it these days.
Well, yeah.
Oh no! I would die. I would be launched into the sun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they would find you. Commanders, Cowboys. Woo-wee.
I'll be taking the Cowboys.
I will also take the Cowboys.
This-
I've locked them enough this season.
I'm gonna tell you something. There was one year I picked the Commanders to win on Thanksgiving against the Cowboys. I think it was like 4 years ago, and they did. And I'm gonna do it again.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna lock
trust-
I'm gonna lock the Cowboys now. Actually, I think.
I trust in the Cowboys' ability to lose to the Commanders for some reason. It just feels like it's gonna happen.
I'm gonna lock the Cowboys.
I am selecting the Cowboys, but reserving the right to change my pick based on what Randy selects for this game.
right.
Good point.
The second Krendor made that pick, I've never been more confident in the lock in my life.
All
Our
right.
assistant coach is also going with the boys, meaning Krendor's got himself his first 1v5 of the night.
I thought I've got the Packer one too.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
sure.
right. Yeah, you
Yeah, my
two,
second.
2 for 2.
Yep, 2 for 2.
Go,
All
go
right.
Krendor.
Someone I
go.
did see in the Discord say it's time for Krendor to get overly confident and start tanking his pick'em
We
season like he always
yeah, I'm a
does.
little too high right now. I shouldn't be here. 49ers, Seahawks. I will be taking
That's-
the 49ers.
That's Niners.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's Niners.
Yeah, it's Niners.
Yeah.
Although,
That's a
you know,
clean sweep.
divisional,
It is
it's
divisional.
Geno
Geno
season. Geno season.
Geno season. Geno.
It's not Geno season.
It's gonna be the 49ers though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a clean sweep. AC takes the 49ers as well.
All right. Yeah. Dolphins.
Lock in the Dolphins.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jets. I'll be taking
Yeah.
the Dolphins.
I'll take the Dolphins.
If you take the Jets, you're a crazy person.
Yeah.
Even crazier than me.
Dolphins. Across the
Annihilation.
board, Carlos goes Dolphins. I'll go Dolphins. Yep.
Yeah.
This is probably the fucking lock for the Discord for the week.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Buccaneers, Colts.
Ew.
Yep.
Yeah.
Give me the Bucks. I like what I've seen from them
Mm.
more than the Colts.
I agree. I will also go Bucks. That was my instinct.
This is a 50-50 game.
This is a
I
50-50
don't
I think
game.
I think Krender was just connecting to the internet.
Exact sequence of our brains.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Buccaneers.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the Colts on this one.
All
Okay,
right.
okay. I mean, this is good. I can see it.
Yeah,
I can
I
see
can
it.
see it. I can see it.
Mess around a little bit. That's a 1v4 here, I think, as well, since Carlos went Bucks, which is interesting.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay, okay.
Patriots, Giants.
Tommy
Yeah.
Salami, baby.
Yuck.
This is a horrible game for horrible people. No, I'm going to take the Patriots, though.
I was actually going to take the Patriots as well because I feel like everyone's riding the Tommy DeVito high. The Patriots come off a bye. Bill Belichick's like, I'm going to beat up the Giants rookie quarterback, and I feel like they're actually going to do it. And if the Patriots
Bill
lose this
does
game,
love to eat rookie quarterbacks. It's his favorite.
he
His
does.
record
snack.
against
If the
them is
Patriots
amazing.
lose this game, quoted right here, right now, I will not pick them for the rest of the season.
Ooh.
This game, it's a win-win for me. I pick the Patriots. If they win, I get my pick. And if they lose, we get to continue to watch the downfall of Bill Belichick.
That's
Yeah.
also true, yes.
I will be picking the Tommy Salami because
Yep.
it's salami season, motherfucker.
Oh,
It is
baby.
Salami season.
I was
Doesn't even make sense.
many
It's
salami season,
always salami
meaning to
season.
win.
Like it's
Go Giants. And Carlos also went Giants.
Let's go.
Steelers, Bengals.
fired Coach Buff. Give me the
Oh, yeah.
Steelers.
Dude, that's a Steelers lock for me, actually. I'm going to go
Wow.
ahead and take the Steelers.
Oh, yeah, I'm going Steelers.
This time, Kenny Pickett's going to throw for 180 yards
Oh, baby.
and maybe a touchdown.
I will
I
also
really wonder what the record is for the post-coach fired buff, because I feel it is one of the strongest buffs that
Yeah.
exists in the league.
I think we had a stat for it at one
I think
point,
we
but I
did.
don't.
did, yeah.
I
But
remember
see,
it
but-
being relatively good.
But the thing is, this is a fired coordinator.
Still counts.
I
Bills
mean,
did
I
it.
don't know. Does
Bills
it?
did it again. I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah, but it's the Jets that they did. it
A good
against.
defense.
That is
Yeah.
a good defense. Yeah.
I will take the Steelers though as well.
All right.
Even though I'm considering, I mean, they did only lose Burrow.
What do you mean only?
What's losing a top tier quarterback ever
I
done to a
will
team?
say their backup looks pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Jake Browning, yeah.
And he is still throwing to Jamar Chase and
And
go.
that's
Tyler
exactly what
Boyd
I'm
and T.
saying, yeah.
Higgins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
They had a good
Don't make
like
sense.
a decent defense.
Yeah.
But I do think the Steelers win.
Maybe I won't lock the Steelers.
You too late. You can
Too late. Panthers, Titans.
Let's. Yeah, God.
I
what the
could
hell?
actually
What's
see
the
the
schedule
Panthers winning
week?
this game.
Fuck.
Nah, Titans because the Panthers. Well, no, they don't have their pick. That doesn't matter.
Yeah, they don't even have their pick.
Oh no.
I'm taking the tits anyway, dude. It's Will Levis.
Yeah,
Will
Will
Levis,
Levis.
baby.
Easy game. You can finally just kind of sling it. Their
Yeah.
season's over. Give me Levis. D Hop gets 130 yards this game and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
see
where are you going, Coach? You going Titans?
I'm going to go Panthers. I think they got one more win in them this year, and this feels like it.
it could be.
All right, I'll give you the 1v5.
you.
Assistant coach going Titans as well. I'm going Titans.
Condors
yeah.
like 6 and 10 weeks.
Woo-wee. Jaguar, Texans.
Texas.
Dude, I really believe in CJ. Like,
This is a hard one. This is the
Yeah.
game of the dang week,
Yeah.
man.
I'm going Texans.
Yeah.
I feel like I give me Jags. I feel like this is the one where
Wow.
the Discord's gonna pick Texans. It's gonna be a close game. I think. Give me Jags.
This is a huge game for both teams, obviously, but especially for the Texans. If the Texans win this, they're all of a sudden in first place in the division and are in the driver's seat.
And that's why I think the Jaguars will win. Because they're going to not want to. Listen, they're still a top spot. I think Jaguars win it. They're going to be like, this is our division. I think the Texans are just. I don't think they're there yet, but they're getting there. I mean, if they win this game, then they're there. But I think the Jaguars will hold them off.
Okay.
Saints.
Our AC went Texans as well. Yep. That's,
Yep.
Nice.
as expected.
Yep.
There's a
Saints.
split vote on that one.
Yeah.
Falcons.
Saints.
Both these teams coming off a bye. I'll take the Saints because the Falcons are so bad. They're just so bad, man. The Saints have a literal free division. All they have to do is win, man.
Yeah. But it's the Saints.
I know, man. I
I don't
know.
want to pick either one, but yeah, I'll go Saints, I guess. So did Carlos. That's a Saints sweep.
I'm going to go Falcons.
Oh my
You
God.
are either going to have the best or worst week in Pick'em's
I
history.
really am. I think the Falcons can win. I don't trust the Saints.
Oh,
I don't
Like,
trust
you
the
should just go
Falcons
back
either, but-
and you should go back and pick the Bengals just to like get all these 1Bs, you know?
I really should at this point. You know what? Fuck it. Give me the Bengals.
Oh my God. Okay.
We're going all in.
That's wonderful.
Rams Cardinals.
Rams? I don't like it though.
So the Cardinals should have beat the Texans last week, and now I'm feeling like the Texans are probably going to beat the Jags this week. So by that logic, I gotta pick the Cardinals again here.
that stands to reason.
I'm gonna go Rams.
I will also go Rams. I think that was my gut.
Yeah.
Going with the gut.
It's a gut pick. I really have no idea.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, divisional game.
Yeah.
Carlos win cards.
Yeah.
Cards. Okay.
Browns Broncos.
Broncos.
Give me the Broncos, baby.
What?
Broncos.
Oh my god.
Oh,
The Browns.
I'm going Browns.
You're insane.
What?
They almost lost to the Steelers, dude.
Yeah, but the Broncos they're gonna get shut out by the Browns defense.
The Broncos are on fire, man.
The Browns
They're
aren't
like
going to
the
score
NFC
any
North.
points. They have a rookie who's not even good. According to you, like, well, hello.
They're gonna run the ball.
Okay,
I'm telling you, Browns gonna win this one.
Okay, brother.
This week in pickups for Crendor is going to be so interesting.
Crazy.
I mean,
No way.
we'll see what he picks for this next game.
Bills, Eagles.
The Eagles.
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 I will be taking the Eagles in this one. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, you might
yeah.
as well commit to this.
No.
one.
I'm taking Eagles.
In that
I
case,
think the Bills could definitely win this one.
I actually do. I almost picked the Bills.
Yeah.
I was gonna think about locking the Eagles with the fact that Crendor decided not to pick against them. But
You know what? No, fuck it. Give me the Bills. You know, I'll do it. Give me the Bills.
All right. We're getting crazy.
So Carlos went Broncos. Carlos went Eagles as well. I'm gonna go with the Eagles here. I can't go too crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chiefs, Raiders.
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Just give me a Chiefs lock, man. Fuck it.
There,
Wow.
Chiefs. Lock. I'm going Chiefs. Yep. Ooh,
Check him.
Ravens, Chargers.
Ravens.
Ravens.
Yeah.
Will he do it again? Will he pick the Chargers again and lose again?
Or
You
stop it.
must.
They've got to win this one, dude.
Crendor.
They've got to win it. I'm going Chargers. They've got to
This
win
guy
it. They've got to win it. This is
literally
their
role
season.
playing Randy this week.
This is their season. It's on the line. They've got
Our
to win.
assistant coach went Ravens because he's not a lunatic.
In fact, I'm so positive. I'm locking the Chargers.
What the
Lock it.
fuck?
They're gonna win. I'm telling you. Charger lock.
Pick'em's history, man. That's what this is gonna be.
Really.
Crazy.
Bears, Vikings.
I can't
Vikings.
process it. Hang on, you gotta give me a second. You just locked the Chargers.
I
You
actually
read
don't-
the bonus stat. Actually, did you see it?
I did.
No, give me the Vikings. Give me the Vikings.
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
Vikings, but I do think the Bears could win.
I was thinking about it, but I already
Yeah.
made a couple upset picks. I'm good for the week.
Oh,
Yeah, I go-
Bears.
Oh,
I'll go Viking.
Well, he didn't.
I'll go
No,
Bears.
he says that sometimes. He doesn't actually. You're picking the
true.
Bears.
Yeah, it's like it's a physical compulsion, but I would be
Yeah.
the Bears actually.
Nice.
yeah. And now it's time for
Randy.
Hold on. Randy's verifying if I'm real. I'm verified. Okay.
Oh shit.
Here we go. Randy has selected the Packers.
Wow.
Randy has selected the Commanders.
All right, he'll be continuing his streak.
Randy is picking the Seahawks.
Randy.
He picked the Dolphins. Okay. Whew.
All right.
He picks the Buccaneers.
Okay.
He picks the Giants.
Tommy
Okay.
DeVito.
Whoa, he picks
Yep.
the Bengals.
Wow.
He picks the Panthers.
Oh no.
He picks the Jaguars.
Wow.
The Falcons.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
The
Oh.
Rams.
Okay.
The Browns.
No.
Oh,
The
boy.
Eagles.
Okay.
The Chiefs. The
Mhm.
Chargers.
Oh.
And the Bears.
Yeah, Randy.
Randy.
Randy, thank you for confirming my Cowboys pick with your Commanders choice. I appreciate that.
Randy has locked the Seattle Seahawks. He's confident, man.
I mean,
All right,
Randy's seeing
all right,
it's
all
a
right,
divisional
all
game,
right.
you know?
Well,
Anything could happen.
anything could happen, including the end of this show. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you're- I don't know why you'd be watching, but thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Yep. Patrons over on Patreon. Here's all the patrons. Look at those patrons. You can go there in the link. And we will see you in a galaxy far, far away.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.